There are just too many things. Oh, we got the heater on still. Kick that heater over. Oh my gosh. Oh. Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Happy weekend is overtime. Back to work, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, definitely running late. Running so late today. Too many tabs. Way too many tabs. Way too many stories to decide through. Then when I'm walking this morning, I listened to Baron's show and I'm like, God dang it. Now I got to get in there a little bit. I mean, there is just so much to it. So much to it. Sorry, everybody, for all that. Very, very tough. Perfect. We got the community post scheduled. Thank you, Jacob, if you're watching. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. Yeah, mountainous tabs. I can't wait to hear what he has to say about the Charlie Kirk AI video. I can't wait. I want to look into it right now. I won't look into it right now. I've looked into enough this morning. But I can't wait to see what he has to say. Our brother of the show, Officer Tatum. I can't wait to see what he has to say. Don't forget about the buymeacoffee.com/Coach Colin. I'll be pinning that link so you guys can see that link in the description very, very soon. Anyway, we have a whole bunch of Fed slop for you guys. We just got mountains of Fed slop for you guys. We got containers. What we've been doing with our Fed slop is that we've been taking containers of Fed slop. Can I tell them this, Frank? We've been taking containers of Fed slop. We've been soaking pineapple, okay? Pineapple spears inside the Fed slop, okay? Now you can get your pineapple Fed slop. Go ahead and taste that juice. Go ahead and taste that juice first. Then go ahead and get you a pine. We're selling those right now for the low price of $33.33. Okay. That'll get you one container with the juice, Fed slop juice with the pineapple. Okay. You go ahead and get that. Lots of sugar in there. We went to the blackest of black communities to figure out how much sugar to put in there. You were with us there, Frank, right? Exactly. So we got a whole bunch of Fed slop for you guys. Pineapple right inside. Go ahead, get you a bite. No diabetes with this one. You are going to lose your integrity, but you will not get diabetes. You might get diabetes. It's completely fine. It's the new fad in the hood, diabetes. You didn't hear about that? I didn't even have that planned. I don't even know where that came from. Maybe it's true. Maybe that's why I just came up with it like that. I don't know. It might be real. I have no idea. Look into it yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Look into it yourselves. Anyway, let me drop that link. Let me just make sure. Oh, everybody's talking about the weight loss. Oh, you just wait until they start telling me that I'm a clone. You just wait. I'm waiting for the clone allegations. They're coming. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now in the 200s. You wouldn't believe it with how trim and lovely I look. Slopabetes. Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to get. Slopabetes, ladies and gentlemen. The pineapple. It's so sweet. Every batch is made by my good friend, Gary. Gary, are you here? Is Gary here? Oh, is he getting sued by Baron for defamation? Oh, gosh. Okay, he can't be here today. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, Baron's episode, I was going to message him. I completely forgot to message him. I was going to just tell him. I should just tell him right now. He might even be watching. I don't know. I'll tell him right now because that was just, sir, that was a magnificent episode that you did last night. Absolutely amazing. Period. Great job. I mean, it was so good. And it took place. It really kicked off when he started reading the super chats. And I was like, hold on a second. Are you kidding me right now? This is crazy. Someone said Ozempic face. Nope. You know why? Because my face goes down. You know? Ozempic face is when your face stays fat. You know who has that? People have compared me to this person. What's his name? Anderson something or other. The black guy, space in his teeth. What's his name? Anthony something or other. Why is his face still the face of a 300-pound man? I don't know. I have no idea. But I don't know why he just caught a stray like that. I apologize. They're distracting me, guys. That had nothing to do with me, sir. If you ever see this, sir, please. That had nothing to do with me. That was the comments. They made me do that. I didn't want to do that to you. I apologize. Anthony Anderson. Yes, exactly. I apologize for the stray there, sir. I do apologize. Your head is very fat though. So you gotta lipo that. Apologies. I shouldn't have said that either. Let's get into it. Guys. Now, the one thing that we're obviously going to talk about for a while, because so many people picked up on it. They picked up on it right away. I even said this right away because it took minutes. It took minutes. Did it even take that long? Right away, I was like, well, everybody figured this was AI pretty fast. Nobody missed a beat. Not one person. They started zooming in. They started looking at everything. I mean, the video that was released was straight up playing right now. What on earth is playing? What is playing? Please stop playing. Please stop playing. Okay. Anyway, that was Candace Owens. More questions about her running for president. Sorry about that. I have no idea why that started playing. Anyway, but the one story, like everybody figured that out really quick. The one story I don't see like catching a lot, and I think Candace is going to talk about this. I think she is. I really do. Ali Files clips this from this event that Erica was doing. I think it's the women's event, women's leadership, something or other like that. And I was going to watch that for you guys, but I was like, God, I can't do that. Oh gosh, I don't think I'm the guy who can just be watching that type of thing. I just don't think I can do it. I watch a lot of things for you guys all the time. I really do. But God almighty, how I just couldn't put myself through watching that. But Ali did. And Ali found this one thing. I don't understand why more people aren't talking about this. This was crazy.
And it's important to remember that happiness comes and goes. It is so fleeting. But the joy of the Lord withstands all. It's important to remember that happiness comes and goes, and I pray that you find it.
I mean, the word that I was bleeping out there was, the PEDs, right? As you do when you're at one of these events, the Women's Leadership Summit. And we had a real leader in that crowd who decided to yell that out. That was crazy. And the way, look, let me go back Erica's face really quick. Erica was dumbfounded by this. I mean, when it first happened, she was so, look at her face. She's like, what? She's like, who told you? Who told you? Look at that face. That is crazy. She was not expecting that. And that's the type of stuff that she can't handle, by the way. That's why she doesn't do these events where she's taking questions and stuff like that. She can't handle this type of stuff because that person yelled that out. But if they had just asked a simple question of why are you connected to so many people who have that type of stuff around them? And they just named off the people and they just said, why are you connected to all these people? It would be a very valid question. And I don't think she'd be able to handle it at all. This is a tinfoil outfit. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I that's exactly it. But I don't think she'd be able to handle that type of question. So when she gets that type of yell, and this is, man, listen, I got to tell you something. This is the reason right here that when I get someone saying some dumb stuff in the comments, I go up. We go into Baron versus Joe mode. You know why? Because the audience has to see. It's the same mentality as a comedian. When you get a heckler, you have to put them in their place. So everybody understands, like, okay, that's what happens when you go nuts. And you know who loses the respect of an audience? When somebody heckles and they just go, huh, 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 and they just start, well, anyway, I was with my accountant, and my accountant said, and I was like, what's gross income versus net? They go, what are you doing? Handle the person in the room. Erica couldn't handle the person in the room. That's why she had to just keep on talking. You lose respect when you do that. You have to deal with the person when they are going off. If you see it, broadcasting live is a different beast. You can't see everything that's coming in. But when I catch them, I go in. Okay. That's how we ended Thursday's episode. I had to go in on somebody, a Canadian, a lion Canadian saying things, and I had to go off, and that pushed me 92% to starting a Canadian channel because of that lady. I'm 92% there. If I can just find a Canadian researcher, we're there. That's it. I'm doing it. Anyway, let's go. One more time. I mean, right there. She's like, who the F let this person in? Who did Blake Tyler? What in the Blake Tyler Andrew the F is going on here? How is this person in here right now? Oh yeah, there's no video. Hey. hey, we're early in the episode. Won't happen again. Okay? It won't happen again. Trust me. Okay? You gotta trust me on this. Okay? I was just watching Baron's show. That's what I chalked that up to. I was just listening to his show. It rubbed off on me. That's all. That's all that was. That wasn't me. That wasn't me who just did that. That was him. He rubs off, Anyway. I mean, she does not know what to do there. She does not know what she's supposed to do in that situation. She's like, does someone just kick her out? I've been handed everything. I don't understand. I've been handed this whole company. How does this work? Do you just take her out? Is she arrested? Does Secret Service come and take her away? Does she get Guantanamo Bay'd? What happens? My mom has contracts with the DOD. Does this person just like disappear forever? They don't just get to leave, right?
It's important to remember that happiness comes and goes, and I pray that you find it.
It's wild that she gets the standing ovation because, again, the lady went about it in a very wild way. I mean, shout out to her, whoever that lady is. But I'm not, listen, you got to be careful here. I'm not saying, listen, there's like Greg Laurie. Greg Laurie doesn't exactly have that type of accusation on him, but he has the accusation of negligence because things like that were happening around him within that realm, Then we have the Romanian people, especially the guy who's actually doing the stuff in Romania, the guy that was adjacent to him, that was his commander. You have that. Then you have Victor Marx. He doesn't exactly have anything like that on him, but then his children are coming out. They're talking about abuse. I haven't really heard what type of abuse it was. It's probably just like I think it was like emotional more than anything, or no, there was some physical. And these are just accusations that were put upon him. He denies them. Then we have Tyler Boyer. He has some people adjacent to him, right? They all seem to have this weird, loose adjacency to people like this. So she's not exactly wrong. She's not exactly wrong with what she's saying. She's just going about it in a way where it's easily dismissed. But the fact that they're giving her a standing ovation because she decided to just kind of brush that off is a little crazy.
That's an important moment. Love you guys. That's an important moment because that just showed duty to faithfulness gives life meaning. And we must pray for our enemies and those that do not feel like their life has meaning.
Like their life has meaning. But I think that was that needs to be noted a little more. I don't know if Candace is going to talk about this. I was telling Ali Files, I think she's going to bring that up on Monday because she did comment on it, as you can see right here. It says Turning Point chops, screws, premieres, Charlie GPT, Erica gets heckled for supporting peas. I mean, and then she says, yeah, it's time for me to get back on air. Monday can't come fast enough. So I think she's going to be bringing this up. I do think that is going to be something that she talks about. Because how could you not? How could you be Candace, know everything, to say so much about Erica and not bring this up? You know, Ali is actually absolutely look at this, 15 million views. Jeez, that's in a day. That's like in a day. No, maybe 2 days. What is it, the 7th? Oh, it's the 8th. Jeez, time's going by. I can't believe it's already June. So that's like 3 days, 15 million views. Crazy. Anyway, that was just something I had to bring up because I think that's huge. I think that's huge. I listened to Barron's whole episode. He didn't even bring it up. You know, I guess, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to bring that up, especially with somebody yelling that word. You can't exactly have that word flashing around your channel, quite honestly. What should we name this? Actually, I'm not going to ask you guys. You guys are going to say something crazy. I'll just name this Erica PD. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'll name this segment here. Anyway, let's move on because a big part of the show, and we're going to have some Barron clips as well. I thought Barron made some excellent points just on Erica in general. He made some pretty incredible points. Really interesting discovery. Listening to his show about him and Gary, what's going on there. I'm kind of in the same boat as Barron, you know, if he wants to team up and do something, you know, but that's weird. On our side, we don't get together. We don't get together and like collude and get together and, you know, do coordinated things. We don't do that on our side. We're just like, hey, what's going on? Hey, how you doing? Like that's basically it. We don't really assemble. We don't really have that whole thing. We don't have a Zio, Ranger, Voltron that we form together. Yeah, we don't have any of that on our side, you know? We just all have kids and we're just, you know, we just make videos and we just have kids and that's it. Some of us have grandkids if you're as old as Barron, you know. And that's I haven't made an old joke in a while. I figured I was due for one. And you know, that's what we do on our side, quite honestly. So everybody figured out it was AI pretty fast. Now I can't say that it was, but everybody else could, and they had good reason for it too. I mean, people were going ham. Okay, when we talk about this whole thing possibly being AI. Now I got to be honest. The first time I watched it, you know, and this is the video that I'm referring to. This person slowed it right down. The first time I watched it, I said, oh, this is AI. Like just right away. As soon as it got to the end and he said the thing, I'm like, oh, that's not real. That was just me. That was just right off, you know, just right off rip. And it's not like I would have a problem admitting if it was real. I'd be like, oh, there it is. Why don't they show more of it? It didn't seem real to me at all. I don't know. That was just my first thought. My first thought when I saw it was like, and honestly, I think Blake was kind of leading to that. That's why Blake was like, hey, if we show it, you're just going to say it's AI. Yeah, that's what he was saying to Candace. He said that exact thing to Candace. I don't know. I know what everybody else thinks. That's for sure. This person's, are we still moving? This video's still moving? This video's still moving. So they're slowing it down to a crazy extent. I can't zoom in on it anymore, but they're really trying to show the mouth movement. A lot of people were focusing in on the hand and the finger movements. I think that's why they're replaying this part. They're focusing on a lot of different things when it comes to this. Does it have any sound here? Let me see. Nope, no sound. Well, the thing, good job. Who released this? I have no idea. Bernadette Singer. Good for you for not putting ridiculous music in your video. Thank you so much for that. It's really appreciated. I so late, Poppy. Not as late as me. Don't even worry about it. You're good. You're good. Hop right in. But this is what everybody was kind of focusing in on. You know, it seems interesting. Watch hand movement. Watch tongue at the end. Literally took his left hand. I slowed it down. Whoa. What just happened? Oh, okay. Little screen recording. I slowed way down, and this is completely AI'd. Also, where the F are his moles? Baron mentioned that he came out with that first, and he said that was just a joke. He was just joking. But a lot of people were asking that exact question. They're like, what's going on here? Where are the moles? Why is the mole gone? You know? And as somebody who does I do a lot of video editing. Well, I used to. I hate video editing. I offload that to somebody else now. But when I would do a lot of video editing, hours every single day, it got me really good at just like honing in on just little things like this. You know, from the water that they talk about, the hand movement, the mouth, and then also being able to spot AI, having not really worked in the field, but I have a bunch of friends that work in the field of AI, especially in regards to video. I should say video generation, what they can generate nowadays. 11 Labs, the company that Candace showed us as well. There's a lot that can be done. The glass of water is crazy. Yeah, we're going to get to that as well. So they're just zooming right in on this. They're going real slow. I want to go right to this point at the end. Let me just see here, because they start talking about the tongue movement right here. And that was the thing that threw me off, was the way his mouth moved. It moved. We're going to show this in an actual more sped up version, but the way that his mouth moved kind of made me go, I don't know how to explain it. I want to say it didn't seem natural. You know, he has this mouth that kind of does a lot of things. If you ever notice Charlie talking, his mouth does a lot of, when he is talking, when he's not talking, there's a lot of like, he does like this thing where it's like part of his neck kind of moves. So much so that people thought that was the squib, because they're like, look at his neck, it's bulging. He just has this thing where you could always find him in talks moving like this part. It's like a little twitch that he has. And I would see it all the time. I missed you guys too. Of course I did. Let's check this one out. This is by M, and M's the one that discovered something else as well. I can't wait to get to that Gary part, that Baron Gary part. Baron discovering what Gary said is hilarious. So theatrical. You can tell he's so surprised. I love Unprepared Baron. Unprepared Baron is great. If you're watching that whole episode, when it's just like on the fly, oh man, he's absolutely amazing. Someone says touch of the tism. I don't know what it is. It's a twitch that he has. It's like this neck twitch that he has, like as he's talking. And you'll notice it if you watch his videos. You'll notice that even when he's not talking, he'll do it. If somebody is talking, he'll put the mic down and he'll go. It's like a weird thing that he does, or it's like a pulling of the neck kind of thing. And I was like, wow, that just wasn't there while he was giving that speech. And I found that to be very weird. Anyway, going back to M here. M is one of the people who was looking into this. I've been talking about M for a long time. Don't know how M doesn't have more followers. Hopefully M doesn't go nuts and turn on me later on, but M is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. This is all Candace needed to compare the real footage that she has from a donor along with the setting it was taken in. Joke's on you. That's interesting. That's actually a great point. Candace apparently has some kind of footage, and M is completely right. Now, oh yeah, and that's why Candace said, did I not show that at the beginning? Oh, I have to find that right away. That is what Candace meant by this. I can't believe I don't have that queued up as the first thing. So many tabs, guys. You have no idea. There's like 60 tabs. That's why Candace said this right away when she saw it. Wow. M, I'm telling you, man, M's great. M's great. For those of you that don't know, if you're on X, M's a great follow. That's why when Mel posted this, she said Turning Point didn't release or post this. They got their lapdog at the Daily Mail to do it at 7 p.m. on Friday when Candace is in Russia. And is it a simple question / answer from the summit? Of course not. It's a super cut with Erica talking about Jesus and about 2-second cut to Charlie, right? That's when she's showing this, because one of the first people to show this clip was the gentleman who was, his name's Charlie. I think it's Springing. He was the one from the Daily Mail who said, hey, we saw the video. They showed it to us. And Candace was like, well, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy that you would do that and not show it to every single person who's been asking for it, and only show it to the guy who's not been asking for it. And that's why Candace simply said they made a mistake. I didn't quite clock that. I thought she just said they made a mistake because they're ridiculous, and it's clearly a terrible move. Yet another terrible move by Turning Point. I thought that's all it was. But now that I read what M's saying, we forget that she has been talking to donors. John Mappin has been putting her in contact with donors who claim that this moment did not happen. So now you have to wonder, is M correct? And she has footage, real footage to compare from the donor alongside what we see today. Oh man, because again, all she simply says, they made a mistake. Oh man. We'll see. We will see. Again, he did release this. Let's watch this in a just straight sped up. Baron was talking about getting dinged for playing this. We'll see. Let's go. We will see.
USA if something happens to me.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. Let's see here. I'm telling you, and Milo actually comments on this, and I'm just gonna say it now because I'm not gonna wait. You know, let's go. Club America. I mean, we're starting to realize this is as astroturfed as Kamala Harris's whole campaign. We're starting to realize that, you know. Anyway, let's go.
I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens to me.
I think, here's what I think about that, right? I think it gets cut off that quick, and it has music, and it's not simply just played, because exactly what I said when I heard it, he's joking, and it's a joke. And if they played that without the music and they just let it play, you would hear laughter. That is my guess, that if that's real, that clip that you're seeing, if that's legit, okay? Because I can't say completely, although I will show you more proof towards that. I can't say completely, but if that's legit, he was joking, which is why he's smiling. And after he says it, everybody laughs. And that's the thing that they don't want you to hear, is that it was a joke. He was kidding around. Because that's just me. That's just me. Again, the whole thing is just absolutely ridiculous. Just a ridiculous way of doing it. It doesn't prove much because of how they did it. You don't even see Charlie. Again, you see Charlie right here, and this is it. It's what? 3 seconds? Three-ish, 2.5 seconds of Charlie. Oh, and then another second here.
Erica would do a great job.
And they cut it off right there. And that's it. It's so crazy. Someone said life sentences for the truth. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Someone said that's what Daily Fredo said. Did she? There you go. There you go. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. That's what it feels like to me. Candace is saying they made a mistake. I really want to know what Candace knows. Really, really want to know what Candace knows. You know? Anyway, Blake ended up saying this. He goes, well, what do you know? It's so weird. Going back to what Mel said about the fact that they did it through, a quote unquote lapdog. Why didn't Blake post it? Why didn't Andrew post it? It's so dumb. The whole thing is so dumb. The way that they're handling this is so silly. It's so weirdly immature. But then it's not, I want to say immature, but then it's not immature because everybody's like 40 plus in this situation, right? Everybody's an adult. So it's like, what are you doing? What are the weird things that you're doing? And I love what Barron says. He talks about them being monsters because they're kind of like playing football with this dead guy, But anyway, go back to Blake really quick. We should, because he got community noted. Jeez. Good gosh. This clip is from Charlie's public opening remarks at ACCON 2023, not a private Aspen event. Erica Kirk is not mentioned in the episode. Full title, Building the Machine for Victory. My opening remarks at ACCON 2023, July 21st, 2023. I mean, dare I press this link? Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. So this is actually from 2023. Let's hear a little bit of this. Will it play? I've never tried to play anything from this. What is this? Podbay? Is Podbay even real? It's here. Interesting. Okay. So I have to revisit this. I'm not going to go through this whole it's a 20 how many minutes? 22 minutes, 41 seconds. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but I am going to pull it over here right to the end because I have to revisit that and actually hear what they're comparing it to. Oh. Damn it. Oh, I did it again. I did it again. I did it again. All right. Well, this is what I was looking at. Okay, guys. I did it again. I said I wouldn't do it again. I did it again. Anyway. This is what I was looking at. It's 22 minutes, 41 seconds. It's on Podbay. Here, you know what? I will do this. I will drop a link for anybody. Listen, if any of you want to let me know exactly where he says that, go ahead. Let me know. If you can even click that link. I don't even know if you can click that. I don't want to pin it. Should I pin it? I'll put it there. There you go. I don't know. You can't click the screen for sure. You can't, but it's in there. So I'm going to revisit that because right now I can't find any transcript of it. If I could find a transcript, I would just find it right away, what exactly he says that matches. But this is what the community post is pointing towards. Community post is saying, hey, listen, this is where this is coming from. And it's not actually from this Aspen event. So I don't know. Blake doesn't have anything to really. Oh, Blake does have something to say about the community. No, beautiful. Because this Trisha Hope lady, she's good. She's really fierce. She doesn't seem like she has any type of dog in the race whatsoever. Blake's been community noted as for not being Aspen. Not even and not even mentioning Erica. This is a total fraud. We can add this to the ever-growing list of lies told by Erica. Each day, it is becoming painfully clear there is much more to this passing of Charlie than any of you want us to know. How badly did you want Charlie out of the way? Who had the most to gain? These are questions we will not stop asking. The drum beat will continue until the truth is told. Good for her. Good for her for going at it like that. Blake says, it's been community noted because delusional people like yourself mass upvoted a complete fabrication, a pretty good demonstration of your ability to sift through evidence, frankly. Well, there you have it. I don't think he responds to anybody else. No. Oh, does he? Oh, he responds to Travis. Oh, geez. Well, if he's responding to you, Travis, that means you're gonna get attacked. Basically, that's how that works. Basically, that's what's gonna happen. Well, Blakey Poo. It looks like it's all fake. Building the machine. This is what Travis posted. Building the machine. The theme of ACCON 2023. Fake x.com/Blake, and he's just linking to Blake, and he's showing the exact podcast that I was just showing you guys a second ago. That's where it's actually from. It's not actually from here. This is what people are saying, at least. And that's something that does have to be compared. We do have to start. I do have to figure that out. Because if he says the exact same thing in this podcast as they're showing here, it's too much. That's too much of a coincidence, you know? Blake says you can easily find the footage of ACCON on this very website. The event obviously looks completely different. Try harder. No. I was hoping somebody sent me.
They've been playing for 30 days. Imagine if we just do a little bit of it. Imagine if we just get some of our low propensity voters and we get them to turn out. They want to call everything a democracy. By the way, we're a republic, not a democracy. I'm so sick when I hear this. Where if we have ballot.
Jimmy Dore actually made a good point about the republic versus democracy. A republic is a form of democracy. That's what Jimmy Dore was saying with Tucker Carlson. It's very interesting that he said that, because I just heard that just like before I listened to Barron's episode. So Blake is saying that this is, I don't understand what Blake's even saying here. He's saying this is actually ACCON. This happened on July 15th. The community note is showing something that happened on July 21st. I don't know. See, this is the type of stuff like they need to, if there's anybody who's doing coordinated stuff, you know, or if there is some coordinated effort, include turning points. I don't like that they attack Barron. I don't like that they attack Candace. I don't like it. But include Blake and Andrew and put them all in Erica, put them all in the coordinated thing together. Because they just make you guys look like jackass. They make you look ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's just so silly. What is this? So now he's showing this thing. It doesn't correlate to the community note. It doesn't correlate to what's being said. It's just, I don't understand. Sometimes I think it's so dumb that I'm like, oh, they're doing it on purpose. Like this is like 5D chess that we're just like unaware of, you know? Like that's what this is. That's what Blake's doing here. He's playing 5D chess with us, and he's wiping the floor with us in his 5D chess. And then other times I'm like, no, that's not it. You know, Charlie just picked poorly. And I'm not afraid to say that. Some people think you should be afraid to say that. No, he just picked poorly. He picked those people poorly. Very, very poorly. Blake Neff and Erica Kirk, community noted. Erica Kirk got community noted as well. They totally created fake AI audio in a coup d'etat that seized the Turning Point CEO position. Now, again, this is the exact same community note that I was showing. Blake, what do you know? So he's basically just retelling that whole thing. Let's keep going here. Just showing all the reactions from so many people. Somebody else did an actual little breakdown. Now, you can value these breakdowns as much as you want or as much as you don't want. This person is the alchemist. Oh, they follow me? Who's this person? Okay, cool. I didn't know that. He says, here's a clear-cut post already analyzed. You can use it or adapt it for X. So this is an analyst. He analyzed the videos using Grok. I would assume, maybe not, but using some kind of AI program. This is what people do when it comes to videos nowadays. They run it through AI. AI can tell you where all of the AI looking features of the video are. It's not 100%. It's not 100%, but it does pretty good work. This 10-second clip is heavily edited, manipulated, not raw footage. Key issues: heavy montage editing. It rapidly cuts between Charlie speaking and unrelated romantic footage of him and Erica, including a kiss scene and holding a stuffed animal. This is not continuous recording. Lip sync problems. Charlie's mouth movement does not consistently match with the audio. Several phrasings appear to be dubbed or altered. The eye artifact. There is a clear unnatural droop, lazy eye effect in his left eye that shifts and distorts across frames. Interesting. A common tell in AI enhanced or poorly composited video. Added production elements, dramatic music, and polished cuts give it a cinematic feel rather than a authentic feel. Raw footage from a speech or a donor meeting. Timing issues. The way the line is phrased, "I appoint my wife Erica," sounds rehearsed and final, not like something said in passing years earlier as claimed. Conclusion: this is a propaganda clip. That's weird that's interesting for AI to say. AI doesn't usually like veer towards that type of thing. Not authentic footage. The raw editing, lip sync failures, visual artifacts strongly suggest manipulation, AI enhancement, or aggressive post-production. If Turning Point had clean original footage of Charlie Kirk making the statement, they could have simply released AI is becoming smart. Oh my gosh, it is becoming like us. They could have released it unedited. The fact that they released this heavily altered version instead raises serious questions about authenticity. Demand the raw really? Is that AI saying demand the okay. All right. I've never heard AI say demand anything. But I don't use it that much. This version is direct evidence-based and suitable for X. It focuses on observable technical issues without going into broader conspiracy territory. Would you like a shorter version or any adjustments before you post it? Wow. That's like the last part they're not supposed to post, but I guess they're just being transparent there with the whole thing that their ChatGPT or Grok or Claude ended up saying. There you have it. Even AI is like, I don't have hands or feelings. I do not live in the material world, but from my understanding, humans have two hands, and if they are put behind their back and handcuffs are put there, it means justice. Yes. You need to make him do as the police officers say. From what I see in footage, hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Do not resist. Do not resist. Even AI is like, you need to arrest people. You need to arrest people. You need to arrest someone immediately. An innocent man has died. You need to arrest someone immediately. AI is like, you need to have them release the raw unpaid or you need to have them release the raw unedited information. When they release the raw unedited information, you will see exactly what needs to be seen. For now, hands behind their back. Do not resist. Do not resist. How come AI knows? Why does AI know hands behind your back and the Bureau doesn't? What's going on here, man? This is ridiculous. AI is like, propaganda, alert, alert, propaganda, propaganda, alert, alert. Someone's hands need to be behind their back. Someone in this video that I am watching needs their hands behind their back. Who is it, AI? I believe the name is Erica. It is spelled wrong. It is spelled with a K. It should be spelled with a C, but Erica. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. She shouldn't be arrested. She should be at home with her kids. Just kind of chilling, just raising the kids. Like my wife is right now. I can hear the baby screaming. I can hear the baby crying. That's what she should be doing. Our kids, Charlie and I, our kids are like the same age. Just about. Well, I guess mine are just a little younger. Mine are only like, I don't know, maybe 5 months younger than his, 6 months. That's what she should be doing. She should be out there. More than likely breastfeeding out there. That's what my wife's doing right now. Probably. Changing a diaper or something. That's what she should be doing. Especially when you have $20 million, when you have $20 million, you should be doing it with a smile on your face. Like, Kid pees in your face. You're just like, oh. Just having a great time. That's not, you know what I mean? What are we talking about here? That's what she should be doing. She shouldn't be arrested. Those kids need some kind of mother. Even if that mother seems like a psychopath. I know. I've heard people say it. It's not what I say. She's a friend of the show. I don't say that. But I've heard people say it. Even still, she should be with her kids, Even Trigger Smart's like, for those of you that would like to play the video, slow it down, do close-ups, all of that, have fun. The first video is set untouched. The second video and third run are slowed down. The fourth is black and white, close up. No audio has been altered from the original. Some think it's AI, others don't. Some aren't sure. Let me know your thoughts. Repost and like. Well, that's a nice service that he's done for everybody. Let's see what he's talking about here. Okay, so he slows it down. Okay, so let's look at it. Let's look at it like this. I know you can't see it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. I wanted to make sure it was in the right place first. That's all. That's all. That's all. No, I didn't mess it up. Don't worry. Anyway, let's go through this one. This is it's black and white. So now this is a major thing people have been looking at, the lip movement. And this is what threw me off here. This is really what threw me off. Did he take away the music too? Hold on. Oh my gosh, he took away the music too? Oh, Trigger Smart. We don't deserve Trigger Smart. We do not deserve Trigger Smart. I can't believe that. Really? Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Oh, how I've been wanting that for the longest time. Oh, let's play the whole thing then. Oh, come on. Let's go.
I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens to Erica would do a great job. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens to Erica would do a great job. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens to Erica would do a great job. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA.
Does he not look like he is laughing? Now you have to think. I'm really in the neighborhood of this being a joke. That is really where I'm at with this. Does he not look like he is in the middle of saying something funny? You have to picture this. Someone is saying, "What if you die? What happens?" If you're answering this very seriously to the point where they are now playing this video and showing like, "Look, he said it. Here it is. Here it is." Wouldn't you have like a more somber tone? Like you're thinking about a situation where you have passed away and it's you're 31. You're 31. He's getting in shape. He was in great shape before he passed away. I mean, especially from where he started, in great shape. He lost it seemed like he lost like 40 pounds, maybe more. You're in great shape. You're fine. So obviously you're 31. If you pass away, it's not going to be from natural causes. right? And someone's asking if you pass away, what's going to happen? Who's going to run it? And you're saying to yourself, I'm gone. My wife's there. She's completely torn apart, completely devastated, just flattened by what's happened. I have 2 kids. They're not going to remember me. They're not going to see me anymore. And I want their mother to step into the position. Wouldn't you have like a more somber type of feel to you as you were explaining that? Or would you be like this, where you look like you're in the middle of telling a joke? He looks happy.
Erica would do a great job. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens. Erica would do a great job. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens. Erica would do a great job. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens. Erica would do a great job. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens. Erica would do a great job.
I don't know. Man. It's just the way that the mouth moves seems off. You have to understand, like, I'm always like weighing it, because I do know what happens from editing so many years, almost 10, 12 years editing. I know that certain things do happen when it's like frames. I know that things happen from frame to frame. I get that, So there is a part of me that's being a little charitable, going like, oh, can I see that? I'm really trying to judge that part as I look at it. Turning Point USA if something happens. Erica would do a great job. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens. Erica would do a great job. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens. Erica would do a great job. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens. Erica would do a great job. I don't know. Like I said. The first feeling I had was AI. The second feeling I have right away, like looking at this, is there's some kind of joke being told. There's some kind of joke being told. If it's real, there's some kind of joke being told, and you are going to hear immense laughter if they let the rest of it play. That's if it's not fake. And honestly, as I'm looking at it over and over again, I'm trying not to let my bias take over, because everybody knows Turning Point's just turned into something very terrible, I'm trying not to let the bias take over. I'm trying to look at it like an editor would look at it. That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's why I'm getting too into it. I'm like staring at it too much, because that's what you do as an editor. You really, really like, you hunker down and like stare at lips, Anyway, Milo ended up saying this. Oh my God, they installed her based on an offhand joke during a Q&A. These people are actually insane. So he kind of feels like, he's kind of where I'm at with it, a little bit. Somebody else here pops in. They say this is definitely AI. Charlie's mouth movement was never symmetrical. See that? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right? Look at the example they post here. Here I captured some pictures from one video. Here on the left side of his mouth always goes higher. That's what I'm talking about. He has this thing that he does with his mouth. Yes. See what I mean? There's always this thing with his mouth all the time. All the time. Yep. See, even as he's like coming off of a word, there's always this thing. I know it's so weird to just like, someone says like palsy. It's I know what you mean. It's not. It just seems like, that's how some people's mouths go, Some people just have weird mouths, I spoil you guys from looking so symmetrical and just so debonair, you know what I mean? I'm like Anthony Anderson and Denzel Washington combined into one person. I mean, I know. It's, you guys take it for granted. I know. It's okay. But but this person's right, man. Now I'm back on the AI side. That's where I'm at. I'm on the AI side. It seems like it. I don't know. It's piling up. It's piling up. I told you had a lot of tabs here. It's piling up. Someone else said not feeling natural at all. The missing mole. I don't know if it's real. It at least shows motive. You know. Travis saying all that time, all that money, Turning Point couldn't do better. They did have a lot of time. What was Candace at? Was Candace at like 52 days or something when she had that little calendar, little number flipping thing? I think she was at 52 days or something like that. Maybe more. That's a lot of time. It's a lot of time to put something together. Even RT had to talk about it. RT's like, screw it. Candace came to Russia. We're on her side now. RT's like, we've picked our side. She at least came here. She's like, I don't remember. They're like, I don't remember Charlie coming over here. I don't remember Erica coming over here at all. So they've slowed it down in a different way. They believe that mouth movement is not matching. That's what they believe. 54 days. Someone else said 59 days. Last I saw, it was 55 days. Good gosh. Let's just be immature and just say it was 69 days. How about it, guys? Furthermore, is Charlie's water okay? Earthquake, perhaps? Now, this is a part I know a lot of people have pointed this out, and it does look kind of crazy because, and I just want to verify this. Really quick. Where is the first image? Let me just see this really quick. I really want to just see. Let's move that side by side. Let's get these things side by side. So this is M's. Okay, so the reason that this is kind of crazy to me.
My wife to run Turning Point.
Okay, the reason this is crazy to me. Okay, so you see that. This wouldn't be crazy. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Is Charlie's water okay? What happened? Where is it? There. So this wouldn't be as crazy if his hand was like hitting the table. If he had a fist that was hitting the table, then this would just make all the sense in the world because that's what would happen, right? But he's not. He's not touching the table or the podium, I should say. He's not touching it at all. So it is very interesting that it's rattling around this way. I don't know what that means. I've never heard of an AI glitch of things shaking around. I guess that does happen, but it is very odd. It is very, very odd. Has anyone seen Jurassic Park? Oh my gosh. Jurassic Park is like a classic movie now. How old is Jurassic Park now? 30 when they have the water just sitting there. Like I got water sitting here, and if I start hitting the table, right, it starts rattling around. He's not doing that. So why is it rattling around? I don't know. Maybe because it's fake, guys. Maybe because the whole thing's fake, you know? Hard to say. Really, really hard to say, but also not hard at all to say. You know? Because they've made up a lot of things, or they have I'll say this, they have a lot of inconsistencies that have been pointed out over the past 9-10 months. There's been a lot. TPUSA drops the single most important video of their lives. It's heavily edited with cuts, loud music playing. Charlie's lips don't even match what he's saying. We are not buying it. Do better, Turning Point. Yeah. This is how a lot of people feel, man. That's how a lot of people are feeling. And the more you watch it, the more apparent it becomes. Because that's what you'd have to do. Here's also the thing about, like, I've been an editor for years. If you had something like this, if someone came to me as an editor and they said, okay, we got this clip, it's AI. Okay, I'm not saying, listen, okay, I'm not saying that's what happened, but this guy comes in, His name's Andrew, right? He has this guy behind him, okay? This is just a hypothetical. The guy's name's Blake. He looks real squirrely. He's sweating at the brow. He's like, is this the guy? Is this the guy? He's like, oh, it's a black guy. We can't trust a black guy. Andrew's like, be quiet, Blake. And he's like, hello, Mr. Colin. Hi. We have this clip and we want to show it to people. And it's AI, but we want it in our video, but we don't want people to know it's AI at all. Okay. Do you what do you think you could do? I would be like, okay, we're gonna do loud music. We're gonna do a bunch of cuts. We're gonna do really loud music. Make sense? We're gonna do a whole bunch of cuts. The whole AI thing, I'm gonna chop it up real nice. That way, it's shown and it's shown and it's shown. It'll get the point across. And the whole video will be its own thing, and people will be too distracted by everything else. That's how we'll do it. Yeah. And then the Blake character, I'm not saying this is Blake Neff, but there's just a Blake character. He looks like a twink, and he's like, you know what? Black people are very deceptive. I think this could work. I trust this black guy now. And Andrew's like, be quiet. Jesus, he's in front of us. What's the matter with you? And he said, I'm sorry. I'm just so scared. What if they find out? And I'm like, whoa, guys, is this all on the up and up? And they're like, yes, of course. How much money would you like? We have write you a check here for $500,000. What the? The 30-second video, guys. I know, it's just fine. Just take it. Who's this check from? BB? Just take the check. And I'm like, all right. Geez, all right. That's a hypothetical. That didn't happen. I'm just saying, as an editor, what I would do, right? That's what I would do. Because I've had those same situations, just to talk about editing a little more. I've had those situations where I have someone in front of the camera. They read off of a teleprompter like garbage. It's terrible. You can see them reading. They're like, and when it comes to, and they're just terrible. It's horrible. So what do? I make sure most of what they're saying is B-roll. Anytime the camera's on them, it's only the time where they were able to actually look at the camera and say a few words. I've had to do this so many times with so many different professionals. Yeah. Obviously, back in my day, there was no AI when I was an editor. There was no AI. That wasn't a thing. Now it is. That's how I think I would do things. Daisy's going off. Alas, after months of gaslighting, to start it with alas, just so petty. So petty to start your tweet with alas. Alas, after months of gaslighting and insinuations that we, the public, are not worthy of the only documented proof that Charlie appointed Erica to run his publicly funded organization, we've been rage baited with a 2-second clip. Now, when we ask for the entire thing to be released, we will just be berated and told that we're never satisfied. That's exactly what Blake was already saying. Blake said this before it was even made. Anyway, drop the full video. I'm not whelmed, and y'all need clicks. Wow. I'm not whelmed. Wow, Daisy, you know? And then also somebody showed this. This is a Trisha Hope again. She was just showing this little part here. Let me just go through her full. What's she showing right now? I gotta stop playing that music. So she's saying, was this Aspen? It seems like it was not. Also, you know what it makes me, how I feel? The reason that I feel like it's not Aspen is because what they were saying before was that they had to protect the identity of the donor. So it made it seem like it was a little thing where they were all sitting around together and you couldn't hear Charlie's answer without seeing the donor right in front of him. And now we're seeing that it's an actual stage and there was actually no way for you to ever see the donor at all. But they were saying, this was an actual thing they were saying. They were trying to protect the identity of the donor. But now when you look at the clip, there was no way. How on earth would you have seen the donor? How? You wouldn't be able to see him. So when they said they were protecting the identity, like they're always in a situation. It seems like they always put themselves in a situation where something is a lie. Something is made up. Charlie was the donor. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. I love it. Charlie was the donor. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So there is no way. There's no way. So it's either they're lying about protecting the donor, they're lying about it being an aspen. Like there's at least one thing that's completely made up. There's at least one thing where they were just making it up completely. And this is a big thing. This right here. You can't see the donor, and the donor could easily be cut off. They ask a question. Obviously, they stop talking so Charlie can answer. So the full answer has to be there without the donor I don't get it. Okay, see this right here. This is when I start thinking they're playing with me. Oh, they're getting in my head. I'm like, oh, this is very advanced stuff that they're pulling off here. You got to remember, Rob McCoy, Paul E. Vallely specialize in psychological operations, right? Yeah, don't forget that. Don't forget that. And then, of course, Andrew wrote an entire dissertation about the whole thing. He just wrote like a whole thing, and basically he's just like, you know, he tags community notes like, hey, community notes, you need to do something about this because, you know, we're saying things and people are actually calling us out, and the community notes where they correct people, they actually corrected us. So this is not cool. This is not cool that you're correcting us now, and this is kind of crazy. And then he goes and tags the person who's like in charge of keeping things, I don't know. I don't want to say well balanced, but right now they're like cleaning house when it comes to X. This person, Nikita's a guy. Okay, fine. Nikita. So they're tagging everybody. They're basically like, hey, Nikita, you have to clean this up. Hey, community notes, just so you know, we can't have this happening anymore. But X seems to be the place where they don't really have that control. You know, it's not like Scott Bassett just getting him to write a letter, you know, getting the president to be like, you should sue those guys. That's what you should do, Erica. You don't have JD Van, you don't have that control on X. And it's clear that they're trying to kind of gain that control there. So he writes like a whole dissertation about it. I'm going to do like a different episode about that, honestly. So yeah, that's the whole audio thing. And we're going to touch on that again. There's going to be little bits where we touch on that again throughout the episode. But I mean, it's just so ridiculous. The whole thing is just so ridiculous. So I leave it to you guys, right? Because I have no idea how you guys are going to answer. Do you think that it's AI, or do you think that it's real? Do you think Turning Point's is telling the truth? Or do you guys think that maybe they're making some stuff up here? You know, I'll leave it to you guys. You know, Nikita is a common Eastern European name. Oh, okay, that's nice. That's nice. Hey, guess what? Not in Eastern Europe here. Thanks. I don't know if you could tell by my name and my overall demeanor and my accent, I'm not in Eastern Europe. So not really going to take a caring, you know. I heard the most common European name is actually Muhammad. So how about that? How about that? Things change, huh? How about that? It's like the most popular Irish name. I said Eastern. Yeah, well, give it a couple years. There'll be no more Nikitas. I can tell you that much. I'm joking. Oh gosh, I'm just kidding. Someone said you're not wrong. Yeah, I've heard. I've heard it's become quite popular over there. I don't know. I heard it's become very popular. I don't know. I have no idea why. I don't know. It's a nice name. It's actually a nice name. Nice name. Gives you a nice nickname. You can be Mo. I knew a Mo in high school, you know? Yeah. There was one. Yeah. If you went to high school now, there'd probably be 40. It's okay, you know. In Canada, the most popular last name is Patel and Singh. How about that? Isn't that interesting? Anyway, this is a different topic. Someone said, I'm not even going to repeat that. Oh, man. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, man. How about this, guys? Did you guys hear about this? Huh?
Baron Coleman's been doing great work on this, and he got the police transmitter, all that stuff. He got that. That's available. And so it wasn't until the FBI showed up. Oh, well, we got it. No, the local police couldn't find it. And the dog sniffers couldn't find it. They can find it. And they couldn't. But then the FBI showed up, but they found it in the exact place. So Baron Coleman's been doing great work.
How about that? Mentioned on Tucker's show. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that don't know, Baron's actually been on Jimmy's show as well. If you missed that, but I thought that was really cool. He got mentioned. So many people in the comments yesterday were like, "You're gonna be on Tucker's show soon. You're gonna be on Tucker's show," and he's like, "Don't jinx it." Yeah, and I agree, man. You know, people used to say that about me and Joe Rogan, and I think you guys saying that about me being on Joe Rogan is the only reason I haven't been on Joe Rogan. I think you guys jinxed it. I think it was just inevitable, and you guys jinxed it. So now it's like the only reason I haven't been on there. It's the only reason I haven't been on his show. You guys jinxed it. Gosh darn it. Anyway. Really cool that he got mentioned, that his work is getting mentioned more so. His work is actually getting mentioned. People are saying he's going to be on Tucker's show. I don't know. Here's the thing. If Tucker's really willing to explore the Charlie Kirk case, if he's really willing to explore it, if he's really willing to talk about Charlie, Andrew, Blake, all people he's close with, if he's really willing to talk about Erica, then Baron should definitely be on the show ASAP, like now, like right now. But given how Tucker reacted to the way Jimmy Dore was talking about Erica and the Charlie Kirk case and not having too much to say and keeping that type of form for the past 9 months, I don't know. I don't think Tucker is ready for that conversation. I don't think he's ready for how much information Baron has. I don't think he's ready for it. I don't think he's ready to put himself out there as that. You know? He needs that backing for when he runs for president, don't you know? He needs that turning point backing for when he runs the president, because he certainly won't have the president's support on the whole thing. Or the president's family. So I don't know. But like when Jimmy Dore was going off about everything, Tucker was kind of just like, he was very quiet. He's very quiet. I'll say that. He wasn't really talkative. He wasn't like, oh, that Erica. He was like, and Jimmy said he was jabbing at Erica a little bit, and Tucker wasn't going for it. He didn't tell him to stop or anything, but he was just very quiet, you know? Anyway. I don't know. We'll see. I would love that episode though. Yeah, he was doing crickets. Yeah. He was just like, Jimmy was like laying down some pretty funny stuff, and Tucker was laughing at all the funny stuff. He said some pretty funny stuff about Erica, and Tucker wasn't laughing. You know, there was no nope. He kept it silent. So we'll see. one day he'll be ready to really analyze that whole case. One day, hopefully one day soon. You know where I could definitely see Barron is the Sean Ryan podcast. Definitely. Sean Ryan's really willing to explore that. Although he did that absolute fluff trash piece of interview with Brian Harpole, although he did that, I do think that would be a good matching. Them talking for a nice 3 hours would be a really good matching because Barron could really lay out what he thinks. I think Sean would be open to hearing about it and open to going down that. Yeah, I mean, if he's open to hearing Brian Harpole talk about how it's not his fault for 2.5 hours, I think he'd be open to hearing about what Barron has to say, But, we'll see. We'll see. Barron has his own show and he's killing it. It doesn't even matter. And honestly, I love watching him on his own show, quite honestly. And that's what we're doing right now. Look at that. He's sitting right beside me. You see him? Right there? Look, I can almost touch him. See that? There's Barron right there. So we're going to get into this part a little bit. Is this the hour, 1 hour, 13 minutes? No, this is the 38 minutes where he makes a pretty great point about Erica in general. I found this to be a very excellent point because I didn't revisit this interview. There's a lot to be done. Zach Costello and I were talking about this months ago. There's a lot to be said for revisiting interviews and hearing how people talk. I had no idea Erica did this. I had no clue Erica did this. Megyn Kelly's like, tell me a little bit about yourself. And she's like, well, Charlie always said there was a video that was completely not AI. And what Charlie was saying in this video, I mean, it blew me away. I had no idea. I got to tell you, Megyn, what was going on in that video and him talking about me running Turning Point. I had no clue that's how he felt. And I was just taken aback. So that's what I was doing in New York. Anyway, it's kind of how it went. Anyway, let's play it. Let's play a little bit of this.
Because I think people are very curious about you. I think they want to know more about you.
They want to know more about you. Again, I coach baseball. I work out, do some CrossFit workouts. I have 8 kids. I've got a wife. I have some hobbies. What is it you want to know about me?
So I know that obviously you were Miss Arizona. Hello. Nicely done. Good. Very, very top selection. And that you were a businesswoman in New York when you first got interested in Turning Point. So what were you doing in New York?
What were you doing in New York? You can read this answer one of two ways. One is you can say she doesn't want to say what she was doing in New York. Like that's a part of her life she doesn't want you to explore. I think that part of her life needs some more exploration, but that's me. Maybe she doesn't want to talk about what's going on in New York. But listen to how she answers that question. Tell me a little bit about you. What were you doing in New York?
So to go back a little bit further, I mean, right now, first and foremost, I'm a daughter to the King, the Most High. That's the most important title, if you will.
As I always tell my kids, never a bad answer is Jesus. If I ask you a question and you say the word Jesus, it's probably right. Particularly around any kind of religion thing. Like you go into any kind of Sunday school and they ask you a question and you say, is it Jesus? In a way, I mean, it kind of touches on everything, right? That's an easy answer there. Now, so she's a daughter of the King. So what were you?
That wouldn't be an easy answer for me. If I was the interviewer, if I was Megyn Kelly, first off, I'm a daughter of the Most High. Okay. That's yeah, definitely. So what was this daughter of the Most High doing in New York? Tell us about that time, daughter of the Most High. I too am a child of the Most High as well. I usually call him Jesus. I don't call him the Most High, right? But anyway, let's get to New York. Imagine you go to the files and one of J.E.'s nicknames was the Most High. Can you imagine?
you doing in New York, Erica? Remember, that's the pending question. That's the question on the table. What were you doing in New York?
And my husband, in August, before all this happened, he had a event where he had some donors at. And one of the first questions they asked was, God forbid if something happens to you, like what would happen next, the turning point? And Charlie.
What? Huh? Tell me a little bit about yourself. What were you doing in New York? You know,
Has it been like that the whole time? It hasn't been like that the whole time, right? It wasn't like that the whole time, right? Come on, yeah. Come on, tell me it wasn't like that the whole time. Come on. Come on, tell me. It wasn't like that the whole time, right? Not the whole time, right? The first time I played it, it was there, right? Come on, tell me it was there the first time at least. When she brought up the Most High, it was there, right? The video was there, right? Okay, it was, right? Okay, well, well, this is what being 40 is like, I guess. Entering my 40s, and this is just how it goes. Anyway, let's keep going here.
Charlie was at a donor event in August, and some morbid questioner, knowing he's 31 and pretty healthy, asked what's going to happen if he dies. Excuse me, ma'am, you still with us? We're here. You're on the set of the Megyn Kelly show. We got a live audience. There's a question pending. What were you doing in New York? Would you like to continue and try to answer that, or we're fast forwarding to August in Colorado for some reason?
He made a really interesting point. He said companies, example, Apple, Macintosh. He said
Apple, Macintosh, those are two separate companies, if you didn't know. Just in case you're confused on Apple and Macintosh, they're separate companies. Now, I have to just jump into this really quick. Hold on. Let me just Megyn Kelly, Erica Kirk. This can't be like, is that how it ended? Is that how it ended though? I have to see. I have to know. Did she just wait? Am I right on there? I know the video's up there. Okay, I don't know how. I don't know how, but I just went to the interview and it was exactly at the point of where Barron was playing it. Okay, no idea how that just happened, but perfect. Let's play this through because it can't have just been that she just went into that and then didn't explain what happened in New York. Okay, it can't be that. It can't be that. Maybe Barron's just a hater, huh? Maybe that's what it is. She has to have explained what happened in New York. Let's play this through.
August, before all this happened, he had a event where he had some donors at, and one of the first questions they asked was, God forbid if something happens to you, like what would happen next, the turning point? And Charlie made a really interesting point. He said companies, example, Apple, Macintosh. He said they're founder led. He said, but what I have built will one day, if I'm not around, be vision led. And he had made mention at the end, like, Erica will do a great job running it. And when I watched that video this week, it really put into perspective my youth and what I went through growing up and what I witnessed, my mom having her own company and being a single mother and watching her be the blueprint of, I'm not afraid of raising my children alone because I saw my mom do that. I'm not afraid of being a CEO because I saw my mom do that. The only thing that I fear, to be fully transparent with you, is being out of the alignment of God's will
she she said she said she said the only thing I fear, if I'm being transparent, she said that like as if that was Megan's question. That's what I like. That I like what she did there. She pulled it right away. She pulled it right away from the question, then posed her own question and said, I will answer that with full transparency. Wow. Wow. She's something.
Because I feel like that is a very dangerous position to be in. And so for me, growing up, when I was in New York, it was one of those moments where I really trusted God. That's where I needed to be. I prayed on it at first because originally I was living in LA.
Okay. So she's getting to New York. Okay. So she prayed on it. Okay.
And I said, Lord, if this is where you need me to be, make it so clear. Bought a one-way ticket to New York. One suitcase. My mom was like, what are you going to do when you're there? I was like, I'll figure it out once I get there. I just know that's where the Lord needs me. And so many people question that. They said,
the Lord. That's what they used to call J.E. You know that, right? Big J.E. They used to call him the Lord, you know? if this is where the Lord needs me. And he was like, yes, I do. I need you. Do you have any connection to any models? Do you have any connection to any models at all? I'm kidding. Oh, come on. That's not true. Right? I mean, you know, it kind of is, you know, the modeling agency and everything like that. But, you know.
You're such a strong Christian. Why would you go to such a dark city? And I said, the more that you take the light out of a dark place, the darker it gets. So that's where I'm going. And I was there, and
yeah. But when I moved to New York, my brother said, "Why would you want to move to New York?" And I said, "It's the big city of dreams." And he said, "Scary, nasty, wake up in the middle of the night screaming dreams." So I get it. Right. But so you were working in New York for a while, and then you went back to Arizona to apply for the Turning Point job?
No.
Man, that's it? That's so interesting. So she just kind of says, this is what I was doing. She doesn't even say what she was doing. She just says the Lord called her to be there because she herself is the magnificent light of which the darkness fears. Because she's a child of the Most High. Right? Did she say Jesus? Did she say Jesus? No, she didn't say Jesus. Okay, fine. Maybe she's a Rastafarian. They always say the mom. Maybe she's Rasta. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's Rastafarian. That's it. That's probably it. And it's not a bad religion. It's not a bad way of life. But she says that, and now Megyn Kelly just brings it right back to Arizona, and that's where it ends. That's it. So she doesn't actually talk about what she was doing in New York.
So I was in New York. I was a casting director. I was signed with a modeling agency. I had just gotten my real estate license 3 months prior to meeting Charlie. And rewind a little bit, I went to Turning Point's office opening for their first building. And Tyler he runs Turning Point Action now. And he said, you need to meet the CEO. I said, okay, great. Met him very quickly, shook his hand, said, hi, nice to meet you. Neither of us thought anything of it. Looking back now, he apparently sat down with Tyler and said, we need to hire, or Tyler said, we need to hire her. And he goes, mm-hmm. And he's like, where's she live? And Tyler said, New York. He's like, okay, I'm gonna have a Fox News hit, and then I'm gonna sit down with her and interview her in New York. So lo and behold, he comes to Manhattan, and I thought I was so career-minded.
So it never really gets to what she was doing in New York in that time of her life. Interesting. Very, very interesting. The way that works. That's fun. That's very fun. Because I was watching Bear, and I'm like, is that really? Like, she doesn't ever get into New York. No, she doesn't. It just jumps into Charlie because she's trying to stay away from that. right? The whole like casting director, that doesn't truly make sense, you know? I mean, it's a job it's an available job. You can become a casting director, but based on what, you know? Casting directors, what they kind of do is I'll say that they recruit. They recruit people. They find talent. And we all know the modeling agency, I believe the modeling agency she was connected to, JE was connected to. Now, I'm not saying they were connected, but I think they were connected through that modeling agency. By which I mean that modeling agency was just, it was one that he would visit all the time, and he would look at models and look at talent and, do what he does, dip them in baby oil and all that wild stuff that they would do, fly them out to islands and whatnot. And I guess she was doing something similar, but completely unrelated to him. Completely unrelated to him. Anyway, we'll play a little bit more of what Barron had to say about that whole thing.
They're founder led. He said, but what I have built is, well, one day if I'm not around, be vision led. And he had made mention at the end, like, Erica will do a great job running it. And
I'm just going through
what
it.
does that have to do with you and what you were doing in New York? Like it seems a little forced, if we're being honest. It's almost as if you had this talking point. You knew you needed to get it out. Megan hadn't really asked you a question yet that you were able to answer it. So you just decided whatever the next question. I mean, we're almost an hour into this thing. I don't know how long it's going to last. I better get it out now before she says, okay, we're done, everybody.
when I watched that video this week, it really put into perspective.
When I watched that video this week, whoa, wait a minute. Tyler Boyer, Andrew Colvette, they just said that Charlie often mentioned this. You're telling me there's a video of it? And you've given me the set and setting of the video? It's at an event in August? Ooh, this is interesting. This is interesting. So you watched the video from the donor event, or from a recent event. That's all we know so far. You watched a video from a recent event where Charlie says, Erica would do a great job running the joint. Ain't nobody going to run it better than old Erica. She knows exactly how to run this thing. And that, Megyn Kelly, is what I was doing in New York. Thank you for the question. Thank you. That's a great question, Megan. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, that kind of goes on and nobody really says anything else. And then you might recognize one of the people in this particular video. Our principal's in this video because a couple of weeks, 3, 4, 5 weeks goes by. What's the date on this?
Let me see.
The date on this is, whoops, hit the wrong button. What's the date on this? January 20th. January 20th. So several weeks goes by, 2 months. And no one really has followed up on you saw a video of Charlie saying you do a great job. And honestly, no one was really questioning it. No one was really questioning it. Everybody was just accepting that, okay, well, Charlie wanted Eric to run the joint. I mean, it's a little weird looking back. Like I said, looking back, it's almost like the lady doth protested too much. But at the time, it was like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? We don't really know what Charlie said. We didn't know there was a video of it until she said that. And then we get Candace's comment that says the following.
But it struck me as odd because when I sat down with Erica, I had said nothing on my show about that statement. And they had prepared a response to a question that I wasn't asking, meaning that they had a physical printout of a transcript. And they said, well, this is the transcript of when Charlie said, here's what he said about wanting Erica to take over. And I sort of waved away. I was like, this isn't something that I brought up on my show.
Yeah. Does that remind you of what what just happened with Megyn Kelly?
Wow. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Someone says right there, if he mentioned it so often, why did she need the video? Yeah, it should be something everybody just knows. It's like a turning point thing, like vision-led brands. You go into the office and they have like prosperity, or they have like a quote from like Churchill or something like that. And theirs, it would just be like, when I die, I want Erica to take over Turning Point. And it would just be like a little hyphen there, and it would just say Charlie Kirk. So everybody just knew, It was just something they would always have, just loaded up, right? Nice. But that's interesting that they position. I remember talking about this when Candace brought it up. Yeah, it's their mission statement. Their mission statement. You guys remember the mission statement, right? I do. When Charlie passes away, why does it say when? I don't know. I never really questioned that. But when Charlie passes away, Erica is going to take over because that's what he wants. It's what he's always wanted. Everybody knows that in this room, right? Yes. They all say it in unison. Yes. They all nod. And they all pray to the Most High, right? So silly. So silly. I appoint Ben Shapiro to lecture our youth about morals. Yeah, he's just, I don't know. I remember covering this. Yeah, funny stuff aside. I remember covering when she brought this up. And it was just something odd to me. It wasn't anything that made any sense. It was just a weird thing that, like, oh, they can't even get their ducks in a row. They're kind of just like bringing up things out of nowhere. And I always felt like that's all it was. That's all it was to me when I first heard it. I wasn't doing any deeper thinking when it came to that type of thing. Somebody just said Jah Rastafari, and it's making me want to go into a bit where Erica Kirk has a Jamaican accent and she is praising Jah, the Most High, Rastafari. And I'm holding myself back from doing that right now because it's not towards the point that we're making in this segment, but I want to do it so bad. That's how my brain works. My brain works like I see a thing, I see a comment, and I go, oh, should I just do that for 20 minutes? And you can't have it be like that, okay? I can't just learn about not showing video from Baron. I can't just learn only that from Baron. I have to learn to have some kind of format here, guys. Erica Kirk as a Rasta. That would be an amazing. The next interview she does, she goes, yes, bless up. Sitting with Tucker Carlson. Bless up. Big man. I ain't seen you in a while still. We ain't sit down and we ain't burn no chalice. It's been a long time still. Bless up to the Most High. She's on stage. Bless up to the Most High. Babylon for take down. Fire for that. Upon Babylon. Yeah. Bless up. Haile Selassie. Bless up Rastafari. Bless up the Most High. Just in front of a pure Christian crowd. And they're just like, what the and it's Erica, and they've all been told what they have to do. So they all stand up and start applauding. They all just stand up and they just start, I don't know. I've never heard her speak like this before. I don't know. I guess this is just, we love you. Bless up. Bad gal upon the crowd. Bless up. Seen? And that's just how she talks from now on. And then Blake is just going to come out and Andrew's going to come out and they're going to be like, she's always been like this. And they're going to show you that recording of her and Megyn Kelly. And she's going to say, I'm a child of the Most High. And they're going to be like, there you go. See, she's always been like this, guys. We never said she was Christian. No one said anything about Christianity. And we're going to be like, what the? We're going to be like, I swore Charlie married a Rastafarian girl? A white Rastafarian girl with blue eyes? Huh? When did that? Charlie always talked about how he loved Rastafarians. Everybody knows this, okay? And you guys will just never be satisfied. We have a video of him talking about how much he loves Rastafari people, and we're not going to show it to you because you guys will just say it's AI. And then it's just it's just a stupid AI Charlie Kirk with dreadlocks wearing one of those big Jamaican hats, and he's just like, yo, this Miguel right here. I appoint Miguel. Erica, come on the stage. I appoint Miguel, and she's just like, bless her. Yeah, you done know, seeing? I was sitting with Miguel, Erica. Bad gal, Erica. I was sitting with Miguel. Bad gal. And we was drinking the Ray and Nephew, you know. We had about pound 2 shots. Ray and Nephew. We drinking it, you know. And I say, gal, if I die, because the man, they come for me, you know. They come for me, you know. If I die, Panja, I want you to run Turning Point. You know that, right? I want you to run the Turning Point. You know that. And and she's like, yeah, I got you, you know. I got you, you know. And when something happened, if the shot lick off, I take over this whole thing and we bring it to the Most High, yeah? We bring it to the Most High, see? It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Does that sound more ridiculous than what's actually happening? Did I make up a more ridiculous thing than what's actually taking place? I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Maybe by like that much, maybe. She comes out from now on, she just comes out to Jamaican music. Back in the street, they call it murder. She comes out. Welcome to Jam Rock. Oh, man. You got this tightest told me ever seen it in my life. She comes out just winding, yeah. And if you're the one song, in the month on around, yeah. Gally and he said the tightest thing she had in my life. You know. Oh my gosh. It's all because that person wrote that. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. You know, it all came to my head. That's what happens. I'm very sorry about that. I'm very, very sorry about that, everybody. I apologize. I didn't know that was coming. I do apologize for that. I mean, she's not Rastafarian, you know. Erica Kirk coming out. Hey, you get her intro music. Hey, you girl, another tight top skirt. You make me head blood, tell me blood vessel burn. Hey, you girl, another jean. Look on the girl them. See what I mean? And she just comes out. She's wearing one of those hats. Bless up. I was talking with me boy Blake, you know. Rude boy, the man Blake, yeah. I was talking with Andrew. I said, Andrew, you know, we take over now and we're gonna do big things. You know what I mean? We're gonna do big things. All of you. Just talking to a bunch of white blonde haired ladies. With all of you, we're gonna do big things. We gonna bring J.D. Vance into the office and make him the president upon the United States. J.D. Vance comes out. Bless up, ladies and gentlemen. Bless up. All praise to the Most High. How's everybody doing today? Oh my gosh. All right. Where were we? Come on, man. You threw me off. So much here, guys. I don't know why you guys did that. Whoever wrote that, you know, just stop distracting me. All right, what were we talking about here? We had some important stuff we were talking about here. Now I got to make sure to get that. We have to get that. Jacob, that's the clip, Jacob. We gotta run with that, you know. So I gotta just write. I'm just gonna write Jah Most High. Just give him the timestamp there. Sometimes when this guy This guy doesn't even watch the show. The guy that does the clipping and runs the channels down, he doesn't even watch the show. So when he reads the thumbnail, when he reads the timestamps, he's like, what the hell? He has to go and watch because he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, what do you mean South Park? He's like, you went into a South Park bit? Huh? I'm like, yeah, you gotta clip it. You gotta clip it. We need it. We need the South Park part. He's like, what the he's like, what is this? Kid fresh out of film school. He's like, what is going on? What kind of show is this? Erica Kirk, you know. She comes out. They call me Mr. Lava Lava. They call me Mr. Lava Lava. You know. Shaba ranks. Shaba Kirk, you know. I'm so sorry, guys. Anyway, let's move back. Let's get back into where we were at. So we were talking about Barron, Megyn Kelly. Is that what we were talking about? Anyway, I could do that for another hour. You have no idea how my brain works. I could just keep going, you know. I could just keep going. We're not doing it. Okay, Barron now goes on a rant. What a sharp odd turn. Just straight Jamaican culture. Erica Kirk, and now we're just going back to just Baron Coleman, you know? Just Baron Coleman. You never know where this show is gonna go. We go all over the place here, you know. Anyway, Baron goes on a little bit of a rant. He's talking about these people being monsters. I like this rant a lot, I gotta say, because he's making a good point about the audio. Okay, going back to the whole audio thing, he makes a great point about that and why it is so important that what it really shows about this inner circle of Turning Point and the fact that they will not turn over this full video, not even turn it over, just play it, just literally post it on one of your accounts, and that's it. Very, very simple, very clear. Anyway, let's get into it. Should I do Baron Coleman as a Jamaican? Is that should we do that? All right, let's get into it.
That's fun and game. That's fun to you. This is fun to you. People are trying to figure out what happened. 3,500 people. Yeah. You think, and so their decision is to torture those people. Torture the public. They want to own the people searching into Charlie's death. This is fun and games to them. I find that disgusting. I think if Charlie knew his death was being used as a football by Blake Neff and Erica Kirk and Andrew Colvin, and that they thought this was great. They thought this was hilarious. You know, they get behind the scenes and they clink glasses. We're owning them. We got this video and they would put this thing to bed. But why would we? We're having so much fun. I think if Charlie came back, he'd be like, having fun with what, guys? Your death. You talking about where my neck exploded in front of like 3,500 people? Yeah. You think that's fun and game? That's fun to you? This is fun to you? People are trying to figure out what happened and you're intentionally keeping the issue alive when you could just put it to bed? Because I think if people really believed, there are a huge chunk of people who, if they truly believed Charlie wanted Erica in charge, then they would stop investigating the death.
That's true. But also, if Charlie did come back and stepped into a room with those three clinking glasses or whatever the heck they would be doing, the first reaction would be from Blake, and he'd go, ah! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! That'd be the first reaction. And Erica would be on her knees. They made me do it. They made me. They told me I had to. I didn't want to do it. I just wanted to be with you. I love our kids. I don't know where they are right now. I love them. I didn't want to do this. Andrew would just pull out a gun. He'd be like, God damn it. He'd be like, damn it. You can't do this, Charlie. Charlie be like, oh, you guys, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Andrew started talking in a Israeli accent. I had to do this. You understand? It is all just politics. It is never personal. Never, never. Okay? Okay? Quiet, twink boy. Twink boy, quiet. It was never personal. I'm so sorry. You know? Blake just screaming. Ah, 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 ah. Blake just screaming and wetting himself. Ah, ah, ah. Both his legs in the air. Ah, ah. I knew we shouldn't have done this. I knew we shouldn't have done. I'm kidding. They didn't do anything. Andrew is American as apple pie. Okay. Like the apple pie from the movie American Pie. It was called American Pie, right? He's as American as that apple pie, right? Everybody loves that apple pie, right? So he doesn't have an Israeli accent. Okay, he doesn't have one. I promise. I'm just joking around, you know. And Erica knows where her kids are. You saw that picture, right? The two kids with their face covered. That's where they are. Ask Gary. Gary will tell you. Anyway, let's go back here. You guys got me warmed up. Now I want to go into comedy mode. You know, you got me warmed up. Now I'm heckling myself, my own podcast here.
I mean, it's not all of them. It's not 100% of people investigating the death, but it's enough. It's a sizable percentage of people that are investigating it because they believe Erica Kirk was sent in against Charlie's will and took over the company at a time when Charlie Kirk was not happy with her and that he was seeing the writing on the wall and realizing, wait a minute, this is a bad thing. I've got to get out of this situation. And if you have the evidence to put that theory to bed and are intentionally torturing people, and that's fun to you, that's fun and games to you, this gives Blake this gives Blakey a chance to take his fat butt and sit in front of a computer and I'm going to own Candace over this death of Charlie. She's going to love it. You're like a crazy woman on a train with a knife.
Most disrespectful impression of Blake I have ever seen. My impression of him screaming and urinating on himself, way more respectful than what Barron just did. I mean, the most disrespectful impersonation of a person. I mean, my Officer Tatum impression, that's on point. This was so disrespectful, and I commend him for that. Good job, sir.
Charlie would think that's hilarious. No, he wouldn't. I don't think he would. I don't think he would. I don't think Charlie would find humor in his death. I don't think Charlie would find humor in the fact that he has now a 3 and a 1-year-old who are going to grow up without him. That will never remember living with him. That will never remember hugging him or kissing him. That will never remember having him read a book to them, saying prayers with him, coming home after a work vacation and them running up to him and hugging him. They'll never remember that. And that's funny to you? That's funny? That's what you find humor in? That's what you find is hilarious, Blake, Andrew, Erica? You think it's worth keeping the issue alive that you guys claim is so damaging and so devastating to Charlie's legacy? And you could put it to bed for a great number of people by just releasing the video. But you're not going to because you want to keep this issue alive for what purpose? To make Candace look bad? That's funny to you? You think that's great? You think that's good strategy? Tyler, this is funny? I think it's monstrous. I think anyone who has access to that video and could put to bed the issue of whether or not Charlie Kirk truly intended Erica, at least in August, the month before he died, that he wanted Erica to take over the organization, and you could put it to bed tonight and you're choosing not to, I think you're a monster. Blake, you're a monster. Andrew, you're a monster. Erica, you're a monster. Yeah, you're a widow, but you're a monster. If you know this video exists and you know there are people who would watch that video and go, well, I guess I was wrong. And I'll tell you why that's important.
Man, yeah, it gets deep. It gets deep. There's layers to that, you know. Man, you got to think about that. He's really on point. He's really on point with that. They could put it to bed, but they're not. They're using it as strategy. You know, Candace is known to hold information for certain points, and you know, you guys all know. You know, I don't have to tell you, but it doesn't even seem like that's what they're doing. Actually, for sure, that's not what they're doing. It's almost like doing that little thing with the 2 seconds was like they're trying to rage bait you. Is that what Daisy said? Rage bait? That's almost what it seemed like they were trying to do. And I think Barron's on point with the whole like wanting to own them. And we're going to own these guys. Like they're getting swept up in internet culture rather than just, you know, showing and proving. And then also having this stance at the same time as they release that little clip. And you have Blake say, well, what do you know? At the same time, they're saying, we don't have to prove anything to you guys. It's very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating, I would imagine, you know? And why are they doing that? I mean, the first thing is, you know, Barron takes it to a very dark place. And then the second place is like, is there no video? Which even takes it to a darker place. Or was it a joke? Either way, it's very dark. And then the question becomes, why are you doing that? Let's say it was real and it was a joke. Well, then why are you making it seem like it wasn't a joke and that it was real and that he really wanted that? And then if you go to the fact that it's AI, well, then why are you making an AI video and telling people it's real? Why are you doing this? It's weird. It gets really weird.
I had this conversation, can't remember if it was today or yesterday. It was yesterday. I had this conversation yesterday with somebody. And I said, and I very seriously meant it. If they had not appointed Erica in what looked like opposition to Charlie's wishes, I don't think people would be investigating this right now. I wouldn't. I don't know that I would be. I don't know that you guys would know who I am. Because everything Charlie said publicly was that he wanted Erica home raising his kids. He didn't want Erica in the workforce. That women should only be in the workforce. They have to be in the work. And she didn't have to be. She's rich. She's rich. She's worth tens of millions of dollars. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That woman is rich. And if she could be at home raising her kids, I think that's exactly where Charlie would have wanted her. That's what he said time and time and time and time again. But, and so when you take all those words of Charlie and you say, yeah, but we're going to put Erica in that position, you're going, whoa, this looks like she's doing it in opposition of his wishes. And if she's doing it in opposition of his wishes, what really happened on September 10th? Who was involved? Who knew about it? Who was in on it? Who stood to gain? Like all the questions naturally start bubbling to the surface.
Very true. Very true. Makes me think of this.
It is the most important task an individual can take, period. I think it is so, I sorry to interrupt you, I mean that. It is so nasty and so wrong. Stay-at-home moms are heroes, and we need more stay-at-home moms in this country, not less. Okay. It is the most important task.
You know, just because I thought of that thing that Barron said about opposition of what he actually wanted. Seems like it. I mean, it seems like Charlie really liked stay-at-home moms. I you know, early in this whole investigation, early, I would say often that we had the same type of values. Like, I don't do this. I do this because I love this, but I also do it because I needed, even before I knew I would be doing this, I wanted my wife to stay at home with the kids. And I wanted to be a very present father. So I wanted it so, I do this and then I leave the room and I'm right there with them and I stay with them and we go out and we have fun and all that stuff. And then I can just come right back in here and just do work. And, I wanted it like that. I willed it by the grace of God, we got that. And I always felt like Charlie and I were very similar in that belief that is where a woman is going to do best, because no one can nurture children like a woman can. Guys, we have we can try, but we can't do what they can do. We do a different thing when we're with our kids and we're cuddling our kids. We do a different thing. There's a different chemical in everything that happens when a mother does that for her kids and takes care of them and is around. I've said this before. The mother being there, she is the scaffolding of the adult, the human being that the child or children is going to be. So the more she's around, obviously the better. The less she's around, that scaffolding becomes. You ever seen some crappy scaffolding up? You don't even want to walk near it. You're like, I don't know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to cash in on that scaffolding. Someone's going to bump into that. Something's going to fall on them. That's the thing. I can hear it happening right now. I don't know. I felt like we were always similar in that respect. And I always found it odd that he would have her do that, be in that position. I always make jokes about it. I'd never have. she's never going to be in front of this camera doing this for me. It doesn't even make sense. I felt like we were in the same level of our faith, Charlie and I. He knew far more about it. He could explain it way better. But I felt like we were at the same level of conservative value in that sense. I always felt that way. So it's just weird. It's very, very weird. Very, very, very weird. Here, I'll play a little bit more of this. We got to move on.
But if we knew for sure that Charlie was like, yeah, generally speaking, I do want women to stay home and raise their kids. Generally speaking, if possible. There are scenarios in which that's not possible, like poor women, single mothers, poor families that need to, for whatever reason, maybe the husband gets disabled and the wife has to go work. So sometimes it happens. But generally speaking, I want a woman home. But there's one exception. And let's say we heard this out of his voice. There's one exception. My organization, I don't trust anyone else to run it. And I know she's up to the task and I would like her to do it. Well, that takes that entire motivation off the table. She's no longer usurping the organization. She's just filling out his wishes. I think there are a lot of people that in that situation would go, okay, what are we talking about then? I mean, yeah, it's still a little weird with the whole Tyler Robinson thing. And yeah, 30-06 probably should have blown a drive-through window out of the back of his neck. And yeah, there's this whole little thing about where's his body? Did they cremate it? And did they bury it? And why won't they tell us? And yeah, there's still all these little weird things that pop up about, was Andrew Colvett in Santa Barbara or was he not when the shot happened, or was he like on his way to the airport? Did he know ahead of time? Why did his phone die? There's this whole thing about why did Mikey turn around and walk away so fast? As soon as he heard the bang, he's gone. Why didn't Brian Harpole react at all? Why did Dan Flood step forward and give the third base steal sign? I mean,
there'd still be so many questions. I guess the only question that you wouldn't have is about Erica. You wouldn't be questioning her at all in this whole thing. Interesting turn of events. That's all I can say about that, quite honestly. It's just, and it's sad. The whole thing's very, very sad. Very, very sad. Blake and Barron actually got into it a little bit because Blake said this. Blake said points 1 and 2 are the most important ones here. Everything about this saga, quote unquote, is because the same people just tell ridiculous lies over and over. Is he talking about him? Can you imagine he was just talking? Imagine he reposted what Andrew said and he just started saying this about Andrew. And then invent new ones as soon as their previous lies get clowned on. They do it over and over because they are not motivated by truth, but by malice and the desire to destroy. I've always found things like that even when I'm talking about the left and the right, even when I'm talking about people who I don't agree with, I never try to take the stance of it's just what's happening with them. They're not motivated by truth. They're motivated by malice, and they just have a desire to destroy. I don't know that I have anybody who I cover where I would say that. Anyone that I, poke fun at or anything like that, I don't think I would go to that extent. Even when I was talking about literally Officer Tatum talking about, I love that these people is losing their lives. I was like, what a crazy statement to say. I still didn't go to, oh, well, he's just completely evil. He's just driven by malice and the desire to destroy. I could easily say that about him, but I didn't. I was like, he's getting too caught up in everything. That was my rationale for when I saw him do that, or when I heard him do that. I was like, oh, he's too caught up. He's getting swept away in everything. To just take that stance right away, it's so dishonest. It's a very dishonest stance to take. Very dishonest. And again, I've said this so many times, especially in the past few months, but this is exactly what we would point at the left and mock and criticize, that they would try and do that type of thing to people right away, brand them as just evil, brand them as they would try and brand people as evil. This guy running for president, he's just pure evil. Oh, this guy who's standing in the way of, what do you mean? You need ID to vote? That's disgusting. How dare you? You're just motivated by evil. They would do it all the time with all sorts of different topics. And it got so played out. And somehow he doesn't see that it's played out now too. With this. It's very played out. So Barron had this to say, cool story. Now stop using Charlie's dead body to try to own, quote unquote, Candace Owens, and just release the video in context and put the issue to bed. There you go. So Barron standing on what he said, right? He didn't just say it in a podcast. He also made sure to say it here. As we can see. Oh, someone said we should chat. Oh, you know who that is? You know this guy? This guy came out recently. He worked for Turning Point. He came out recently, and he was talking about how what they've done to the company is disgusting. And he's been there since like the early days, the very early days, like the Candace days. Yeah, very interesting. I gotta show that at some point. I was just checking to see if Blake actually responded, which he did not. Rumor has it that the crew paved over the site are in possession of oil samples taken from the ground where Charlie fell. Let's hope it's true. I don't think that's true, just because somebody else excavated the ground. So those guys wouldn't have access to it. The person who excavated it would. He has a better chance getting an Asian girlfriend before Turning Point releases the full video. Oh my gosh. But I only play that part there. I only read that part off to you because it links exactly to what Barron was saying. It's exactly what he was saying. So anyway, we end this segment once again just with this.
Ask an individual can take, period. I think it is so, I sorry to interrupt you. I mean that. It is so nasty and so wrong. Stay-at-home moms are heroes, and we need more stay-at-home moms in this country, not less. Okay.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Couldn't agree more. But anyway, let's move on. Because I found this to be this was such a fun part of Barron's episode. Watching him discover this was so fun. And again, this was brought to you by M, reposted by Ian Carroll. I love that. And again, this is just another Gary absolutely just effing up once again in the same fashion as well. That's the crazy part. In the exact same way he effed up before, he effed up again. I couldn't believe it. Here, we'll just call this Gary'd up. That's what I'm going to call this segment. Gary'd up. He Gary'd up so badly. So Ian Carroll says, Paramount Tactical once again showing his, and again, I'm going to play the clip where Barron discovers this. It's so funny. Once again, showing his boomer tech skills and sharing his Grok chat history, exposes himself as working with coordinated groups to control narratives. Also exposes that he copy pastes Grok for his posts because he's apparently not smart enough to write them himself. You wouldn't understand. You're just not tactical like Gary. Oh my gosh. Now, this was a post from M. Once again, I have to mention that again because she did great work catching this. Gary Melton from Paramount Tactical, dumb enough to share a reply directly from Grok to X, but unintentionally shared part of his Grok history. In his Grok history, Gary is colluding. So this is what M is surmising, I guess. Gary is colluding directly with a group to sway the masses. Here are his words below. He just accidentally outed himself. He's trying to, quote, capitalize on established SM strategies. It's clear that he's trying to shape the public opinion when it comes to Erica Kirk in Turning Point USA. There he says, fight disinformation and lies on X, replace with facilitate deception. Better yet, Gary and his team, quote unquote, are trying to push that Candace stated that she spoke with a donor, that the donor verified the claim that Charlie named Erica as his successor. We know that is not true. Candace has been fighting for the clip of Charlie in Aspen because donors do not recall him appointing Erica. She said many times, including in episode 293 with Baron Coleman in January, Gary knows this is not true, and he is caught red-handed in the second photo trying to manipulate Grok in the screenshots. And here's the first screenshot here. If I am working collectively with a group to fight disinformation and lies on X and other social media groups, provide tactics and techniques to use to boost each other's messages to better utilize the algorithm and capitalize on established SM strategies. Also, list what not to do. He put that out there. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Well, you gotta understand, man. This guy's from Kandahar. It's different in Kandahar. They don't have all this newfangled technology. When you're in Kandahar as a giant, you have a spear, and that is it. Okay? You have 3 rows of teeth, you have a spear, and you get it from the mud. Okay, guys? A lot of people don't understand that with this guy. That's all this is. He's not used to this way of life. Computers, supercomputers in your hand. He does not have a lineage that has been introduced to technology like this, you understand? And if you guys would take that into consideration, you'd understand how far he's come. Okay? I only say that because from what I've heard, he's descendant of a Kandahar giant, and you know, it's just that's all I've heard. I don't know who started that rumor. Then it says you need to update that information. On her podcast, she stated that she personally talked to a donor that she trusts that verified Charlie named Erica as his successor. She now claims the opposite, but she did say that on her show, there are multiple clips of her stating that, there are multiple clips of her stating or her on X stating that fact. That's interesting. Now, when they say he's trying to like manipulate the information there, basically what happens sometimes is that I had this happen early in the investigate, like in September. I'm like, this happened to Charlie Kirk. I need help figuring out XYZ. And the chat program was like, that didn't happen. And I was like, Yeah, it did. He passed away on September 10th. Yes, he did, around 12:30. And the chat thing was like, no, he didn't. He never passed away. And I was like, okay, you're making me seem like I'm crazy now. And I had to argue with this chat back and forth. And it's never talked to me the way that it talked to me that day. It was really, really weird. Other people have reported something similar as well. But aside from the fact, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to, if the chat comes back and says, oh, she's never stated anything like this, it gets in the way of what he's trying to do. So he's trying to say, you need to update your information. That is him literally saying, update your memory to what I'm saying to you. Okay. That this is what has happened. Okay. That's what he's trying to do here. That's why he's saying you need to update your memory, because that's actually a command that will make it update its memory based on what he is saying about Candace there. That's what he's trying to do there. And that way, when he talks to it further, it has an understanding that that information that he's feeding it is actual, true, vetted information, and it will go based on that. But it'll interrupt you. It'll interrupt you as you try to do things like this. But the whole thing, if I'm working with a collective group to fight disinformation and lies on X, it's like, first off, why for free, like you're Bruce Wayne, really? Somebody put up the dunce cap. They put up the dunce cap, thing into the sky, and Gary just, gets his stuff together and runs out there. It's time to defend the city of X. Really? For no money, huh? Okay. All right. I don't know. I have no idea. A bunch of you get together for free? It's interesting, because I can tell from his podcast, he makes $32 a week from his podcast. I'd be shocked. I say 32 because they don't let him make 33 just to send him a message that he's not actually a part of the whole thing. They make sure that he understands, like, you're not in the club like that, sir. Anyway, let's get to the part where Baron actually figures it out. I love it. I love when he realizes this. Watch this. This is so funny.
Not worried about the shadows at all. It's the rest of it. You want a good Gary laugh? Check out Ian Carroll's post from 7:56 Central Daylight Time. We're talking about God's time because I don't do any other time zones. Paramount Tactical once again showing off his boomer tech skills. Oh, hold on. Let me see here. Oh, I got a whole lineup of these. Let's see here. Let's share. We'll all laugh together. Paramount Tactical once again showing off his boomer tech skills and sharing his Grok chat history. Exposes himself as working with coordinated groups to control narratives. Also exposes he copy pastes Grok for his post because he's apparently not smart enough to write them himself. You wouldn't understand. You're not tactical like Gary. Oh, wow. He did, didn't he? If I'm working collectively with a... Oh, no! That's a lawsuit with Discovery. Someone...
That was so genuine. That is so genuine. You will never hear a more genuine reaction in a podcast in your life. That was so genuine. Oh my God, I was exercising in the morning. I was like, wow. I was crying laughing just to see how his face.
If I'm working collectively with a... Oh no!
Oh yes.
That's a lawsuit with Discovery. Someone clip that and send it to him. Gary, that is a lawsuit with Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lawsuit with Discovery. You just opened yourself up to a conspiracy count. You understand the discovery that comes with that text, because no longer does he get to go to the judge and say, I'm not working with anybody. What are you talking about? No, If I am working collectively with a group to fight disinformation and lies on X and other social media groups, provide tactics and techniques to use to boost each other's messages, to better utilize the algorithm and capitalize on established social media strategies, also list what not to do. Screen record in comments. Well, we're going to have to watch this. Okay. So he clicks the screen record.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Oh, so he put a no, this is going to be what takes down Gary's network and gets him sued.
That's crazy. Wow.
And I mean, this is like, you always wonder, it's so hard to get actual real discovery. You got to prove some kind of a conspiracy before you can start. Unbelievable error by Gary. Gary, you just earned yourself a lawsuit, bud. I got bad news for you. It may not be me, but it's going to be somebody you've attacked. And I bet her name is Candace.
He's attacked me. He's attacked Barron. Hey, and when he attacked me, he went 10 years into my Instagram posts, like in a flash. Like, it was so quick. It was so weird. Like, within like 5 minutes, he went 10 years down, found a post, reposted it. Then he said I was satanic. He said I was a satanic grifter real estate coach. Don't know how he gathered that from the post. It was just a picture of a Buddha and some candles. But that's what he got. Then he called me a criminal. And I've never been arrested before. I don't know. Anyway.
Because this, if she doesn't, somebody's going to have to. Candace, Elizabeth Lane, somebody you've attacked. And it's going to open up your girl, Jen. So, Gary and Jen, congratulations. These people, I swear, are the stupidest people I've ever encountered. Like, Andrew tonight calls Charlie Kirk a liar and a hypocrite. Allegedly, in my opinion. But that's... Gary outs the fact that he's working with a group of people to defame people. I mean, he's defamed me many times.
Yeah. Someone said a criminal just hasn't been caught. Yeah, but you also have to, when you say that, you have to actually know, like, hey, what crime are you talking about? You know? Which gets even weirder. Even weirder. Right? It's a very, very odd thing to say. Because it's like, if I got arrested, then it would just be on record. And he would see that and he could just call me a criminal. If I haven't been arrested and I haven't committed any crime, and no department has ever been like, you're under suspicion of XYZ crimes, and they pull me aside for that type of thing, then what's he talking about? Yeah. It's very weird. Very weird. I found it very odd when he did it, but I just laugh, But he's done it to a bunch of people. Keeps doing stuff like that. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means, but interesting.
People to defame people. I mean, he's defamed me many times. So, you can't defame people in their profession. If you tell people I've lost a lawsuit that I haven't lost, that's defamation per se. Damages are presumed. I don't have to prove that. We just put it in front of a jury and let them say what it's worth. But in the meantime, I get discovery. And Jen, who works for him, is obviously going to be, I mean, what an idiot. What an idiot. These people. Oh my God. Sometimes it's your lucky day, guys. Sometimes it's your lucky day.
Oh my gosh.
I've always wondered who he's working with. Now we're going to find out. We're going to get.
I would be shocked. I would be shocked if it wasn't the Bureau. I would be shocked. Completely shocked. He's literally doing the same. Listen, I won't say anything. But I would be shocked. I don't know who it is. I couldn't tell you who it is. I'd be shocked if it wasn't something within that range. If it was just people paying money, I'd be like, what? No way. I couldn't believe that. If it was just people paying him money, it has to be linked to something else. That's what I think. Maybe. Who knows? Very interesting. And then, funny enough, I should actually just like pull this up. I should pull this up here. I'll pull this over here. Let me see if I can find 118. We got 118 there. We're close to 118. Let's go. Let's go 118. People are saying I should do it. I mean, I have fun. I'm just having fun, you know. But he did try to find out where I live. That was a weird thing too. You know, there's weird things behind the scenes. You know, I'll tell you this. I know for a fact that someone who's an investigator was told by someone, not the actual person. This investigator was told that someone would kill them if they didn't take something down. And they were telling, it was like a third hand thing. So the person who would do it wasn't actually saying it. Someone else was saying it for them. And they said that to this investigator. And he took it down. And then he said, after he took it down, he said, I didn't mean in that way. Not like that. Like, you know, not like that. You know, I just mean he'd be really mad. There's a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Anyway, let's play this little clip here. This little development about Barron, you know. I hear stuff like that. I tend to stay out of it. That investigator knows that it was said to him or her. If he ever wants to come out with it, he could. I think he probably should. And honestly, this investigator I'm talking about, it's not the first time he's been threatened. He just tends not to talk about it. But I know for a fact that he's been threatened multiple times. So, anyway, let's get into some fun stuff, huh? Anyway, let's play this clip. So this is something that Barron said. I found this very interesting.
Because it's relevant to who killed Charlie Kirk, how, and why. And it's relevant to the CEO of a company that raises hundreds of millions of dollars, potentially billions, and affects the course of human history by getting involved in American elections. My daughter does not. She just doesn't. She's off limits. When I looked into this woman, I realized it was projection. She's saying I'm a bad father because I have a granddaughter when her family had much the same situation happen a few years ago. But unlike her, I've never been on a swinger site. I don't, there's a lot about her that leaves a lot to be desired. But it's the same thing over and over and over. I'm asking questions, legitimate questions about Erica Kirk's resume, about her whereabouts, things that are relevant to any kind of criminal investigation, and they're attacking me personally. You've got Blinker over on the other channel coming after me personally because I am a terrible lawyer. Okay, whatever. But when you say that I lost cases that are very much not lost and they're still active, that's called defamation per se. So today I sent him a cease and desist and let him know that I will be filing a lawsuit against him. It's defamation per se. Whether or not I do that, I don't know. But I want to keep the option open. because I'm tired of how we go after the facts of the murder and they go after us in our personal capacity.
Man, that's crazy. So he might do it. He might. If Barron does that to Gary, oh my gosh. Oh my God. You know what my thumbnail is going to look like if Barron does that to Gary? Oh my gosh. You're gonna have Gary with the sunburned face, like, oh, you're gonna have Barron looking like this. Oh yeah, you know what my thumbnail is gonna look like. Oh boy. Maybe I'll have Candace in the background somewhere. I don't know. You know what I'm going to be talking about that day if that ends up happening. It's wild. But he is right. He is right about the attacks getting personal all the time. You know, he is right about that. You know, when Gary went back into like 10 years of my messages, it was because of something I was saying about the case. It was weird. That's why it was so weird to me. I was like, I'm like, this is so odd. I'm like, why did he do that? I'm like, and how did he do that so fast? I was like, that's such a weird thing to do so quickly. That's the type of thing where people have reached out to me to be researchers and this and that. That's the type of thing you reach out to someone and say, hey, look into this for me. And they go and they find some stuff and they bring it back to you. I don't know. I've heard a bunch of stuff about this Jen character that he has with her. I don't know. I haven't looked into it too much. I've just heard a bunch of stuff. But who knows? Who knows what's going on there? And everybody's like trying to guess the investigator. I'm not going to tell you the investigator. They should come out and say it themselves. That's what they should do. Who knows? They should come out and just talk about it. That's what they should do. But they don't particularly care. It's interesting the way this whole thing works out. That's why I always say I'm just I'm not a reporter. I'm just a comedian. We're just having fun here, you know. And believe me, it wasn't me, because if it was me, you know what my thumbnail would have looked like. What? That's why it's like so funny if someone calls me criminal. I am the exact opposite. I'll just be like, oh, I guess I'm just calling the police now. Oh, what did you say? Fight. No. Hi, we have a rabble rouser here. Yep. Someone's here trying to assault me. Oh yeah. If you could just send out 2 officers, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, I'm just calling the police. That's what I'm doing. Oh, I'm not scrapping with nobody. I'm not pulling out weapons. I'm calling the police. I'm the exact opposite of what Gary thinks I am. I'm the exact opposite. I'm calling the police. That's it. I'm telling. It's him right there. Yep. Him right there, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly who I called you about. There he is. Oh yeah, that's me. I'm not playing games. I don't do that black community thing. Oh, no snitching. Huh? What? Huh? No what? Who said that? Hi, officer. I just felt threatened by somebody. Somebody just they yelled no snitching. I just should probably look into them. Hi. Yes. Okay. Yep. No, I'll be here. I'll wait. I will wait. Okay. 5 minutes? Okay. I'm calling the police. You kidding me? Oh man. Anyway. Yeah, I'm telling on everybody. What? Huh? What happened? Yeah, I'm calling police. I'm calling the police. Someone could call me too threatening. I'll be like, well, glad I recorded this whole phone call. I recorded this whole thing like I'm Blake Benzinar, and I'm taking it to the police. So have fun. Have fun. I don't do that whole no snitching thing. I'm not. Hey, I've said it before. I'm not black like that. All right. I don't play all that stuff. I call Officer Tatum. Someone said call Officer Tatum. That's exactly who I call. I call Officer Tatum. I'd call Officer Tatum. I'd be like, listen, somebody just came and said something to me. Okay. Yes. Just outside Austin. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. uh Mama, I gotta go help coach. Coach has somebody come up to him. Someone come up to him and says something wild about him, mama. Oh, baby, go help him out. You know. Brother of the show. Somebody said, wow, at this point, Paramount just threw in the towel, admitted that he's not great at this stuff. Oh, wait, maybe he's just under contract. Wink face. I mean, it is pretty wild. You know, and then you go to that post where Barron showed you the screen recording. I mean, good work by M. M is the one who figured this out. This is not figured out by anybody but M. Just so you guys understand, like, this is purely her work. 100%. Definitely deserves a follow. 100% deserves a follow. I want to read everything. Hold up. I want to read everything. No, the NA did not literally fuse. So, like, all of the things he's trying to talk about, what does the NDAA actually do regarding cooperation with the U.S. and Philadelphian military? People are saying it fuses them. Is that correct? Wow. So he, like, gets everything from that? Wow. Okay, so then he gets his little breakdown there. Breakdown from Al Jazeera. That's funny. Funny, Gary's getting talking points from Al Jazeera through AI. That's so weird. So he has this. What section 224 actually does? The core context. So it's breaking that down for him. Okay, core concept, fusion claims. What are the arguments for and against? What are the counter arguments to people characterizing it as a full integration of our militaries? This is crazy because this is like stuff he should know. He's the military guy. What? Shouldn't he be able to explain this? Why is it that Valhalla is able to explain this pretty effortlessly and he can't? That's weird. Probably because Valhalla's telling the truth. Gary's trying to make stuff up. Maybe. I don't know. You think he would know about this type of stuff? That's very weird to me. Like, isn't there a person who's still active that he knows that he could message and ask about it? Someone with a higher rank than him? That's very weird. But again, you know why? It's because he doesn't want an understanding. He just wants to be able to copy and paste, like Ian was saying. Whoa. This is very telling. In summation, for emphasis, mutual benefits and efficiency against the risk of entanglement, reduced oversight, and it is fusing the militaries. That is what's going on. If I am collectively working with it, wow, so crazy. Wait. Oh my gosh. And then that's where they click to show the screenshot. Whoa. And Ian reposted this and Gary was just like, cool story. It was like he completely just like veered away. He's like, why haven't you answered to this video that I made about you? It's like, bro, no. This is way bigger than just this is bigger. It's way bigger than you think. I think at that point when he responded to Ian, someone said he might actually be retired. I think at this point, when he answered to Ian, he didn't even realize how much of that he's let go when he posted that. I think he doesn't even realize. That's crazy. It goes more. It's like 2 minutes. What else? And then this is his whole argument. So it's like a consistent thread that he has of just everything. Whoa. Okay, so they're like, basically the thing's breaking down everything for him. It's going by point form. What not to do. These trigger suppression, shadow ban, visibility limitations. Avoid coordinated, inauthentic behavior. No mass identical similar posts, auto likes, retweets, engagement pods, or artificial in inflation. Oh, well, too late for that, right? No simultaneous posting of the same content. Well, we've seen that happen in the past few months too. Wow. No follow, unfollow schemes or rapid mass actions. Whoa. This is crazy. Additional best practices for your group. This is so crazy. Turning Point just released a video of Charlie Kirk naming Erica as his successor. If anything happens to him, can you link me to the highest resolution video of that release? Wow. The full video from the private Aspen donor retreat, August 2025, where Charlie Kirk reportedly named Erica Kirk as his preferred successor, has not been released publicly by Turning Point. It's funny that the AI knows that. That's why Andrew was mad. Andrew was mad because what people are doing is affecting how AI is responding and answering questions. Closest available options, Daily Mail article, YouTube discussions analysts, deep fake or real. That's so funny. Other channels, no verified high resolution public version of the complete original video exists as of now, early June 2026. If Turning Point USA or Daily Mail releases it later, it would likely appear first on their official sites. So he just has like a whole thread. Okay, so like here's another. Is this a question that he asked? Analyze what's being said in this video promoting the idea that China is more democratic than the USA. Also, list the benefits living in the USA regarding freedom opportunities to succeed and why capitalism is better than Chinese communism. Like, this isn't something that you can just explain yourself, really? I've made so many videos on this. I hope it links one of my videos. That'd be great. I've made so many videos on this. You can't just explain this yourself? Man. But see, oh, wow. Whew. Okay, so that's not the whole video. It's still going? Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Wow, M really made sure to just grab every single thing possible. Format that response for direct copy paste to X with proper spaces and separations. Whoa, no way. Oh my gosh. No way. And like, you know, he's talking about someone said he's a window licker. I mean, this is crazy. Okay, copy the whole thing above and paste directly into X. It works great as a 5-tweet thread. Character count is safe. Want a shorter single post version or any tweaks? Wow. Don't change anything regarding the original analyst. You kind of wrote that weird. When I copied and pasted to X, it was just a run along together without spaces. Keep the original response and make sure when I copy it, it's formatted for that. Oh God, this guy couldn't even put in his own spaces. This is crazy. This is so wild. So that whole Jimmy Dore thing that he wrote, that was all from here. Oh, you know, Jimmy Dore's going to have a field day with this. Oh, gosh. Oh, you know, Jimmy Dore's going to make a video about this. Oh, God. Jimmy and Kurt Mensker are going to make a video about this. And it seems like what we have here is this guy. And, you know, people say he's a Fed. I don't know. He served in the military. Hey, Jimmy, what is he? He's some kind of redheaded stepchild retard? Is that what it is? Yeah, it would seem that way, Kirk. I don't know. Oh, God, it's going to be terrible. Oh, look out for that video coming out soon. For sure. When Jimmy finds out about this, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him in case he doesn't know. And Kirk's going to be like, well, this is always what we knew, right? We're just seeing it in live, but we always knew that they were doing things like this behind the scenes. That's, oh gosh, they're going to go in, copy and paste everything above. That's everything. So can you provide a link where Candace Owens confirmed that Charlie Kirk named Erica Kirk as his successor? Oh gosh. And then it comes back and says, Candace Owens has not confirmed that Charlie Kirk named Erica Kirk as his successor. She has done the opposite. She repeatedly questioned, criticized, casted doubt on the claim. Oh my gosh. This is nuts. This is nuts. I can't believe this, quite honestly. Look, and that's where he says the sentence when we were reading it before. You need to update that information. See, he's trying to say like, no, you don't understand. Like, she has said this, and I need you to actually find it. That's basically what he's gonna say. Oh man. Whoa. And then it says updated information. That's how silly. Is it over? Is the video over? I mean, again, shout out to M. Shout out to M, man. Does it appear that the account Tanner 9225 is a sock puppet account pushing pro Candace Owens content and attacking her opposition? Yes, it appears that Tanner is a sock puppet burner style account dedicated to pushing pro Candace content and aggressively attacking her critics. Indicators: low follower count with high only 625, extremely active in the current turning point, blah 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 blah. Okay, and then that's where it ends. Wow. Bottom line, treat it. Wow, it's even telling him how to treat it. Treat it as low credibility partisan operator. Block/mute if it's just noise, or engage factually if you want, but don't expect good faith interact. Wow. See, this is nuts. This is nuts. This is wild. That this is how far, like, people definitely are just way too much. They're using AI far too much. Just far too much, man. It's just they're just using it too much. This is crazy. I can't believe it. You got me Tucker laughing over here. Jeez. Well, there you go. Couldn't happen to a better guy, huh? Couldn't happen to a guy that deserves it more. Oh, jeez. Baby stomping around. Big feet on our baby, stomping around. Oh man, even Billy commented on it. Exact words typed from Gary accidentally exposed. I am working collectively with a group, Candace Owens. So if we used to not know, but we still knew, now we literally just know. Wow. Candace didn't comment on that. That's wild. I'm actually surprised. I always make fun of Gary. Intelligence, this, that. I'm always poking fun at Gary. But we have a good time with it, I try not to, go below the belt with him or stuff like that. This is surprising. This is surprisingly bad for him. And this is coming from a guy who I'm talking about a guy who already fumbled something live on his podcast for Andrew Colvet. Even apologized. Sorry, buddy. I'm just trying to run the podcast and everything. Even with me knowing that that's what he's done, I'm still surprised by this. And that means everything you're seeing is just AI? That's it? Everything? Shocking. It's actually shocking. How much of that is going on? Oh my gosh. Baron Coleman had a great show tonight. Now this, truth wins. Can we be done with Gary now? Nate for, what is this? Oh, Mitch Snow. This is a gift for you also. Yeah, Mitch Snow's like on X, like running around doing things. Jeez. Well, that's sad. That's sad. Don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. How do you do that? How do you mess up that bad? My goodness. How do you that bad? I mean, that is the online equivalent of like when Biden was president and he was like he's like, now pause for applause. And it's like, no, you're not supposed to read that part out loud, sir. Yeah, and we were all like, oh my gosh, you know. But Biden's 127 years old. What's Gary's excuse? You know what I mean? Biden was, I'm not making this up. He was 17 years old when they invented the seatbelt. What's Gary's excuse? You know what I mean? I'm not making that up. He was 17 when they were like, you should have seatbelts. And believe you me, when they came out with seatbelts, the people who had cars, they were like, what is this, communism? You're going to tell me what to do in my car? What the hell? What are you talking about? I'm not going in to get any kind of seatbelt alteration on my car. Damn it. Oh, they were pissed. That was like around the time they told them they couldn't drink in cars. They're like, what the hell? If I'm a man, I worked all day. I want to have a beer on my way home in my car. What do you mean I can't drink and drive? Oh, yeah. He was near an adult when they were having those conversations. So I get it. His mind's gone. It's okay. What's Gary's excuse? Gary might be younger than me. I don't even know. I think he might be younger than me. But your boy has gorgeous genetics. I mean, I'm just saying. My mom's 70. She looks like she's 50. You know what I mean? My brother's 50. He looks like he's 24. We got good genes. My other brother's almost, what is he, 47, 48? Guy looks like he's 24 years old. I'm not even making that up. I wish I could show you a picture of him. He'd be pissed though. You know? Gary might be older than me. Well, what's your excuse, man? Well, don't forget he's a Green Beret. What does that mean? Green Berets are squared away guys. They're squared away dudes. They're definitely not dumb. They're operators. I don't know. You know? I think it's those giant genes. Anyway. So crazy. We're almost at 3 hours now. Jeez. Too much. Okay, let's get into it. Ladies and gents. Peace and good health to all. Hit that like. Siempre. Thank you so much, Miss Chris Viz. How's that channel going, by the way? Let us know how your channel's going. Always update us on that. Gorilla Bob sent a sticker. Thank you very much, Gorilla Bob. I'm your number one fan in Croatia. Are there a lot? Are there more than 3 fans, or is it just you? You know what I found out the other day? I found out that my podcast was number 18 in the like top 200, top 100 podcasts in Papua New Guinea. Your boy's rising up. Okay. Baron can have his, climbing up the charts in the news, worldwide, all that. He can have that. Your boy's got Papua New Guinea on lock. Okay. Papua New Guinea knows about me. All right. Climbing up the charts in Papua New Guinea. What's up? And in Malaysia. And Moldova. I don't even know what Moldova is. Shout out to Moldova. Huh? Shout out to Malaysia. Where are you? I don't know. It's all good, though. We're family now. We're family. Don't even worry about it. I'm up in those charts. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Your boy's high in them charts, man. You kidding me? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I've climbed the charts up there, apparently. So maybe I'll move out there. Number one fan in Croatia. I used to listen with my headphones on, but my husband started asking why I'm laughing like a hyena. So now I play your podcast out loud and he's laughing with me. Oh, that's amazing. That's so good. That's amazing. Erica Franzve is the not so Franzve. Philadelphia Intel is the biggest failed plant we've ever seen. They need to just retire her. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do think it would be good. It doesn't make any sense when you watch her in action. You watch her talk, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, you have to forget who Charlie was for her in that position to make sense. You have to forget what Charlie was: the intellectual, great speaker, incredible debate. You have to forget all that. All of that just has to be like pushed aside for you to really take in that she's the lead now. A lady replied, "So," to the heckler. Crazy answer. What lady? Lady replied, "So," to the heckler? Yeah, well. Yeah, that whole heckler thing that I was talking about, that's a real thing. You got to know. Oh, yeah, Erica. Yeah, Erica's. Sorry, I just understood what you said. So Erica replied, some lady replied, "So," to the heckler when that heckler at Erica's speech screamed that she protects POs, so to speak. That is a crazy thing to say. That's a crazy answer. So makes sense why she got a standing ovation. They don't care. They're like, whatever, man. Whatever. They're like, everybody does. They're like, the president protects them too. What's the big deal? They're like, what are we talking about here? You know? Coach, do you think the pick Andrew Colvette gave Melty, all these names, Melty, I just found out Barron calls him Blinker. Calls him the Blinker. I had no idea. Gave Melty for Erica's alibi could have been Andrew Colvette's kids. He has a boy and a girl that are the same age range. Wow, I did not know that. That's crazy. I didn't even know he had kids. That's wild. I wonder. I don't know. I don't want to go into like trying to figure out his kids and stuff like that. So, I mean, if he does, then yeah, it makes sense. Like, it's a possibility, I guess. I do not like pineapple soaked in Alpo. Oh my gosh. I keep watching those pineapple videos. I'm just astonished. And now I want one. I'm like, just give me a little bite. Give me a little bite. I mean, give me a little bite. Give me a little, you know, give me a little taste. Give me a little taste. Make my foot fall asleep. You know what I mean? Just give me a little bite. Let my foot fall asleep. It's fine. It's fine. You know, I'll get back into action. If that video is real, they need to show the context. What made him say that? Again, if the video is real, I think he's joking. I think it's a joke. It's Giovanni. Philadelphia Mint Harpole. Hi, please. Giovanni, what's going on? How you doing, Giovanni? I can't believe we came up with this whole thing about mints just from Brian Harpole. What Sean Ryan just, what was that she was handing you? Oh, those were just mints. You didn't have a better answer ready for that? I guess that's the best answer you could give. You can't be like, oh, that was a detonator. That was just a detonator. That detonator had nothing to do with what happened that day. That was just a random detonator. Okay. She just had it from before. It was mine. She was just giving it back to me. That's all that was. What's going on, Giovanni? I always feel like George Bush Jr. when I do that. You know, it's a very thin line between Brian Harpole and George Bush Jr., you know? Fool me once. Shame on me. Fool me twice. Won't fool me again. You know? But shout out to Brian Harpole, friend of the show. Pam Fedak. Thank you very much, Pam. You too right. You are, coach. Charlie was joking. Cockney accent. How do you do it? I only know how to do posh George Farmer accent. I don't know the Cockney. I guess Cockney's like more like Russell Brand. Like, oh, what's going on here? What's all this then? What's all this over here? Right? I was talking to the man and What's all this? Yeah, it's like that kind of accent, or like Austin Powers kind of thing. Baron watched us watch Coach pulling a Baron. Did he? Was he here? Ah, man, he caught me. It's all good. Told him he had a great show. He responded, but I won't tell you what he said. Just because I probably shouldn't. Ames, why would Charlie want his wife to take over a company where he felt his own life was threatened? He's basically putting his wife in the line of fire. Yes, that point has been made so many times. I mean, Candace Owens talked about that with Anna Kasparian. They were just talking about that over and over and over again because it's just, or sorry, I should say Candace has talked about that over and over again. Many people have mentioned that because it's a very logical question. Why would you do that? Because if, like I said, when I was talking about this whole thing, if he passes away, he's a young guy. It's not going to be from natural causes. So if there's danger, or if there's even a possibility of danger, if you're in that position, like if you could somehow work your way into some kind of danger, why would you want your wife in that position? Because maybe she doesn't know what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say. So why would you want her in that position? Yeah, you're 100% right. Blessings to you, Mrs. C. Square, Christ is King. You are a joy too. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. She very much is. Lace Dace Base, Coach, your AI robot voice is amazing, almost too good. Oh yeah, you never know. That's how I really talk. This is just AI voice cloning, this part here. Can you explain what happened to AD Fleet? You gotta just message Fleet and ask. You can ask. Fleet's around. I always say hop on X. I've said this before. People have asked. You gotta go check out what's going on with her on X. You can find it. Midna Fire Salts. I've heard celebrities and others reference their most high, sometimes followed by 2 fingers up and 2 down, but they don't mean Jesus. Well, yeah, if they're doing the Baphomet thing, they're definitely not talking about Jesus. You're 1,000,000% right. They're talking about Satan. When was she with Marx's wife in that timeline? Oh, the New York timeline. I don't know. Well, I can't remember what interview it was. It might have been with Megyn Kelly. There's an interview where she talks about being kind of not locked away, but she's like, I was away from everybody. And she's like, and all I was doing was like getting into the Bible, into the word. And she said something about having Bibles around the house and having these Bible snacks. So she'd like walk by, is such a dumb term. She like, if there's a Bible, she just like open it up, read something. That was a little Bible snack. She'd go, nom, 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 and then she'd put it down and she'd go about her business, So I don't know where she was. Like, I know in that timeline that I just brought up, that part, she was pictured with Victor Marx's wife, but I don't know if they were in heavy communication at that point. One could assume that they were, but I don't know. I don't think she really knows what the heck she is doing, and I can't even see her making it in New York. Just saying. Yeah, it's weird in New York, especially where she was. I mean, when you analyze that whole thing, it's weird connections, and knew someone from Kanye's camp while in New York. That's what Candace was talking about. Candace said she got word that for sure Erica knew someone who was like around Kanye West and helped perpetuate the driving a wedge between Charlie and Candace and Kanye West. And then also that modeling agency, and then also casting director, and then also real estate. And it's just like, and then where she lived was close to a certain other building. And the whole thing's just weird. It's super iconic how EK and Jigsaw were so quick to jump all over Candace for saying she had a really vivid dream. She can't shake a real vivid dream. She can't shake, and everything she said came true. But then EK can go change every stance Charlie had, lie, and we can't notice it. Yeah, you're not allowed to notice any of that. You're not allowed to notice not even one little bit of that. CK once said, after, when his kids are grown up, he would like to see Erica work again or take over Turning Point. So that is what is missing in the clip. I can't remember when, but he sure did say this. I know for sure he didn't say that. And I know for sure Erica said that. And she said it when they were in an interview together on Charlie Kirk's show. It was in that studio where they do the Charlie Kirk show now. And he was talking about women staying home and being mothers. And she interjected, and it was a little bit of a conflict, just a little bit. And she was like, but when the kids are old enough, like, you can go back to working when they're older. And who knows what that means, because, you know, you kind of have to, if you're thinking about kids being older and then going back to work and not having to be there as much, you're kind of talking about when they're 18, you know, like my brother's in a position where I think his kids they're like 18 and 20. So he's good now. Yeah. He can just like kind of like move around because the kids move around, cars, whatnot, you know, they can drive. That's kind of the point where you can be like, okay, I'm going to focus on some stuff right now. Not when they're 3, not when they're 5, not when they're 7. It's not really grown up enough. So no, Charlie didn't say that. Erica did for sure though, unless you're joking. Mama Joy. Hey coach, love your show. And I love how passionate you were on your last show about Canada. Did you used to live there or have family there? Of course. Keep making us laugh. You always brighten my day. Of course, I know way more about Canada than the Canadians realize. Okay, I know all about Toronto. I know all about Ontario. And when they make up things, it's very weird. It's very weird. It's very odd that I notice online. And Americans don't do this very much. I notice Canadians do this. Well, this is just my own experience. Canadian, and this is not all Canadians. I've seen, and I've had on this show, is Canadians make things up about how Canada is going because, I don't know, it's going bad. It's going bad. And they don't want to talk about it. And they don't want to, I guess, look bad in front of Americans or an American audience or an American chat, whatever you want to call it. It's really weird. Like I had one Canadian tell me that all Canadians speak French. They speak French. Yeah. That's like, so what do you mean? National language. Like, and I'm like, no, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. Okay. You're not going down to Alberta and everybody's speaking French. If a French person walks up, everybody's like, oh, don't worry, I'll handle this. Bonjour. No. More people speak Hindu and speak Mandarin in Canada than speak French. Look it up. Check it out. I know for a fact. You know? EK gonna be like, EK gonna be like M.R rapper, cause I can't even explain what Mike Riley saw. I would have to play the clip. I'm not gonna play the clip. I think I gotta play a clip. Man, come on. I'll go to Instagram for it. There's more clips of him on Instagram. It's so hard to explain M. Dot to people. I can't explain it to you. He's literally a white guy from the UK. How do I even write his name? Just M. Dot. If I write M. Dot, is that enough? Yeah, M. Dot artist. He's literally a white guy from the UK. Okay, that's what you're seeing here. Okay, let me I'll pull this aside here. This is a white guy who is from the UK. Okay, all right. He is from the UK, but they love him in Jamaica. Just understand. Some people think he's like a clown. They love this guy in Jamaica. They love him. They love his music in Jamaica. And this is what he sounds like. Okay. I can't even. This is what he sounds like.
England come from.
I mean, he's so like a Jamaican person. It's crazy. It's nuts. Listen to this guy. Well, he has like one song he's playing. Oh, I want his other song. He has another song that's like way better. Way better. Let me see here.
Hear that, people? I think this might be the most authentic Caribbean food.
I mean, this guy is so crazy. The only thing he's missing is dreadlocks. And I'm telling you, he is loved in Jamaica. He goes to Jamaica. That might even be in Jamaica. This concert that I'm showing you, right? This is all white people. That has to be in the UK. But they love, like, he's in downtown Kingston. Like, they love. I can't even play the songs. I know I'll get dinged if I play the song. And the things that he says are just too raunchy. I can't even do an impression of him. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. I'm not surprised Mike Riley knows about M. Dot at all. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Tinfoil Mama, daughter of the Most High, is just code for Lori was a pothead. She's not talking about Jesus. Seriously, though, who she puts there is in question for show. Yeah, it's I don't know. I always find it weird when people say the Most High. Please do the Blake impression one more time for the people in the back. Could you imagine how shocked you'd have to be, like the disciples when Jesus returned? Yeah, exactly. Co-create with me. Some satanic / occult practices use the word Lord. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly where you're going with this. Not always in the same way. Refers to a deity, a title, in a ritual phrase rather than the Christian meaning of the Lord. A cult took over. Turning Point USA board. I know exactly what you mean, and you're very right about that. They'll use the Lord. Yeah, and yeah, I've said before on the show, you'll notice celebrities do that a lot. They'll say my God is great. My God is so good. They'll say the Lord, like they don't say Jesus. They won't say Christ. Can I get a Ja Rule Most High impression? Ja Rule Most High impression. T painted an image of Erica being established before Charlie, CEO of 2 companies, as if it was a good thing. Why did Charlie marry her? Man, well, I think he married her because he loved her. People fall in love, right? It's you don't always fall in love with the best person, I'm sure everybody with past relationships who loved somebody knows that. And also, you don't fall in love with the person that everybody else sees. You fall in love with a different type of person, a different person than what everybody else sees, like my wife's in love with me, but it's not like it's this me as well, because I don't change much on and off camera, but there's a different side to me that she loves that other people don't get to see, that no one gets to see. And it's vice versa with her. So there is that part, I don't like to discount love. Like he was just dumb and he just had the hots for her and that's it. There's a different part of love that we don't always see between 2 people. And you won't get it unless you see through their eyes, That's why a lot of times, especially in failed relationships or toxic relationships, we always go, how could this person be with this person? Well, it's because this person has a terrible, ugly side. And there is a better side that person always sees. And that better side is making it so they put up with that toxic, terrible, sometimes abusive side, So it's hard. It's hard to make that distinction with love. I couldn't tell you that she's terrible because I don't know what he was seeing. I don't know what he had, when they were alone. Guys talk, you ladies know this. Guys talk different when they're alone. We're doing the pillow talk different, Got the nicknames, little scoozy woozies, little bippy boppies, and all those little nicknames all of a sudden. Don't do that when we're in public, right? So who knows? Who knows? What on earth is wrong with these people? What on earth is wrong with people? I feel like she's saying that in reference to when I was doing the Erica Kirk Jamaican impression. She's talking about me. She's talking squarely about me. It's fine. It's fine. I understand completely. What if he was talking about Club America and how he was going to be having Erica lead it or appointed her to it? And they tried to manipulate it. I never thought of that. I didn't know she was scheduled to lead it before he passed away. I didn't know that. That's a possibility. Hey, coach, just wanted to say, let's go next. Nixon 4, right? Nixon 4. What do you think about Tatum's ChatGPT history looks like? It's probably worse than Gary's. It's probably way worse than Gary's, you know? Probably. Hey. Literally writing hey like 4 times. Hey. Tell me about how stupid these people on the left are. This comes out. It's not an actual fact that everyone on the left who is left-leaning political opinions is actually that dumb. And it actually shows that sometimes they actually veer towards academia way more. Hey, don't be talking to me like that, ChatGPT. Mama, this ChatGPT talking to me all sorts of ways. Oh, baby. You can't be having arguments with computers, baby. It's telling me, this thing has a nerve to tell me that the left people is smarter than the right people. You know, I just don't understand. Oh, baby. You's a real moron, huh? Come on in here and get some food, baby. You know, still lives with his mom in my world, you know. You know how Barron says he's big in the Balkans? Well, Croatia is part of the Balkans. You guys are being loved here. Really? That makes me want to go over there so bad. Love to go over there, do a live show over there. That'd be crazy. That'd be great. Bring Barron. Hi, coach. How about Gary defend himself with why would Gary defend himself with Officer Tatum voice? As you said, we like Gary very much. Yesterday, when I saw Ian's tweet, I was dying. Gary, thank you so much for not being tactical again. I mean, I don't understand. It's so crazy what he did and how he outed himself. It's almost like is it like 5D chess? Is this all part of the plan? Is this just a distraction? They were just like, Gary, you need to set up a distraction for everybody. Do it quick. Just so they forget about the little audio clip or little video clip we just released. We need Gary, come on, do this for us. It's either that or Mr. Wachuka's just like, Gary, you are being terminated. Mr. Wachuka's just like, I can't have you work with us anymore, Gary. Okay, we gave you a shot. It's absolutely ridiculous what you've been doing on there, Gary. I'm so sorry. The people of Kandahar, the giant community, they're very disappointed in what you've done here, Gary. Oh, come on, just give me another chance. Come on. I was just dealing with the podcast and everything, and just, all those Candace culty people. There's a lot of them. I'm just defending truth. Mr. Wachuka's like, I'm sorry. Can't have you work for us anymore, big guy. Hangs up. He's descendant of a Kandahar giant. You know that? Yep. We found giants in Afghanistan. We found vampires. We did. Yes, we did. We even found a ghoul. I still have him. Yeah. He's in the basement. You want to go see the ghoul? Let's go. Go downstairs. It's Ben Shapiro. I'm just kidding. Gary / Fredo, I'm smart like that. I'm not smart. I'm smart. Not like everybody else says. That's so funny. Yeah, Gary. So sad what happened with Gary. That is sad. That's a very sad thing to have happen, very, very sad. When I misspell something in a tweet, I go, oh, come on, man. Are you serious? Or if I say even this, I'll be transparent with you guys here. Even this. Look. This was supposed to say, oh, I took it all away, huh? Oh, there, go here. Where the hell? Okay, there it is. Boom. Even this, well, everyone figured that was AI pretty fast. I was supposed to say figured out. Everyone figured out that was AI pretty fast. That's what I was supposed to say. And when I saw it just said figured, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I can't believe you just did that. I'm like, Colin, come on, man. Are you for real? I was pissed. Guys. I could only imagine what it would feel like to do what Gary did. I would be sweating. I would just be like, oh no, I can't fix it. That's the thing about X. You can't go and fix it. That's why it's mind-boggling what Gary's done. You can't do anything about it. I can't go. There's no edit. There's no edit option. I'd have to delete it and rewrite it. But by the time I saw it, hundreds of people had already liked it. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess it has to stay here. People bookmarked it too. The haters, they're like, I'll show him. I'll show this again. They probably put me on some list or something. It's it's anybody have any whiteout? You know, it just happens. I can only imagine what happened with Gary. I'm telling you, your heart's pounding for sure, absolutely pounding. Let's see what this person wrote before I get to the coffees. Who's the guy in the pic behind you? Looks exactly like my ex, and he made crazy faces all the time, freaking me out. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, we have a celebrity in the building. This lady used to date Joe Rogan. That's incredible. How long were you dating Joe Rogan? Were you guys dating for a while? You and Joe? That's pretty crazy. That's nuts. It's Joe Rogan. Not Aleister Crowley, like so many people think. It's not Aleister Crowley, I promise. Wouldn't do that. Anyway, let's get to these coffees. Where are we at? It is like 3.5 hours. Jeez. I mean, number one fan from where? How do I say that? Ayu? Chi. What does that mean? I wake up at 3:50 a.m. to catch your show at 4 a.m. My goodness. Wow. Really? Can't start my day without my morning laugh with Coach. Wow. You know the video will still be up at 5 a.m. if you want to just, sleep in a little bit, man. That's wild. Are you for real? You could get up at 6. It'll be there. That's, thank you so much. I mean, that's something. I mean, I've never woken up at 3:50 a.m. unless it was to relieve myself, hit the toilet. That's wild. Thank you so much. It really seems like he was making a point with a joke. Yes, it was. I really think it was a joke. If he was really asked that question about what happens to the movement if something happened to him, I could see two scenarios. One, he answered by saying, it's not my position or my place to decide and say, for example, I appoint my wife, Erica, to run Turning Point if something happened to me. Erica would do a good job. No, that's the board's decision. We have a great board, and God forbid if something happened, they would figure it out. That makes sense. Or he jokingly says that about Erica taking over, kind of flirting with her because it looks like he's looking at her and pointing. Yeah, that's what I realized too. But they also said she wasn't there. That's what they were saying before. She wasn't there when it was said. Right? She's saying she wasn't there. I don't know. But it did seem like he was pointing right at her. And everyone laughs because they know that's the complete opposite of his stance. Then says right after, no, but really, we have a great board, and God forbid if something were to happen, they would figure it out. I trust them to make that decision if necessary. That's what they're there for. Something like that seems totally plausible. And I literally picture in the little bit of context we get from just these few seconds. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, Southern sister in Christ. I think you're 100. I think you hit the nail on the head. Brandy J, starting today, Gary is getting paid by Turning Point USA to stop helping them and stop grokking. Yeah, they just hit him with a little severance package. They're like, you gotta go, bro. You gotta go. you gotta head on out, buddy. And listen, nobody knows if there's like financial incentive to him doing what he's doing, right? He says, if I was in a group, if I was in a collective group. It's a very weird thing to say if you're just one guy, because you don't actually have to say that. You could just say, again, maybe he's not the smartest guy. You could just say everything that he said before he said the collective group part. He could have just said it without adding the collective group part, and it would have gave him the same answer basically. And in fact, you would want your answer to be based on just you rather than a group if you don't have access to a collective group. I don't know, man. Anyway, let's keep going here. A Rasta Erica pretending to be black with Officer Tatum and Mama in a full Tropic Thunder Robert Downey Jr. scene. That's so funny. That's who she'd be like. I was thinking about who would that be. She would be like Robert Downey Jr. That'd be perfect. Lovable, not hateful, not anything that anybody be mad about. Just everybody loves the character. Everybody loves Jamaican Erica, Rastafari Erica. Why is my eye doing this? My eyes is going nuts right now. What is happening? Someone, thank you, Coach, for giving us a mixture of fun, news, and laughter. I always need to have my inhaler nearby whenever I watch your show. Oh my gosh, really? That is wild. I'm so sorry. What if the inhaler is not nearby? Am I gonna hurt you? Is that gonna be an issue? Am I gonna get a knock on my door? Yeah, you did this. And I'm just like, Mama, what's going on here? That's the last thing you see. That's the last thing you see before everything goes dark. Mama, they saying that they gonna be smarter than us, Mama. They ain't smarter than us. I had this mountain of evidence. Oh, baby. That's the last thing you're it all goes dim while I'm doing that. Are you? Wow. That's crazy. That's nuts. I don't want that evil on me. Gee, all right. Keep that inhaler nearby then. That'd be a crazy way to go. We need more people like you during these times, during these perilous days. Am I even saying that right? I've never even seen that word written before. You, sir, are a star. Thank you so much. Also, thank you, Mrs. Coach, for holding down the family and letting Coach do his thing. You're doing the Lord's work, because I just know he's a handful to deal with at home. Take care of her, Coach. That's true. That is true. I'm very erratic. I'm just running around doing things, figuring out how I can post more videos and stuff. I'm all over the place. You're definitely right about that. Candace just posted she won't be back till tomorrow. Check her reasoning on X. Sent it to you. No way. Really? That's crazy. No way. I don't believe it. She's had an off week. Let's hope 4 p.m. That's what Barron said. Barron said, let's hope 4 p.m. because she's been off a week. No way. Come on. Let me see something here. Oh, man, you're right. Oh, no, guys. You're right. Should I show this? I'll show this really quick here. She will not be back today, ladies and gentlemen. You'll not be seeing Candace. That's nuts. That is nuts. Here, let's throw this in here. Right next to the coffees. Yeah, she says here, she says, okay, don't kill me, but we will not be back on air today. See you guys tomorrow instead. We found out who the donor was who asked Charlie the question in Aspen, and we wanted to get questions out to Turning Point USA with a respectable time frame for them to respond separately. Me and the kids are terribly jet lagged, but we will have a show on Friday. Okay, so instead of Monday to Thursday, she will do Tuesday to Friday. There you go, guys. Oh man, I was like, she's gonna be back raring, but nope. So tomorrow, guys, we'll see. We'll see if she gets any answers. I kind of doubt it. I don't think they're gonna be answering. It's crazy that they only seem to answer on X. So weird. Thanks, Coach, for all you do to bring humor and light to the Charlie Kirk investigation and all the shady stuff that's going on. Speaking of light, can you help make sense of this quote from Erica on why she went to New York? The more that you take the light out of a dark place, the darker it gets. So that's why I'm going. Say what now? Take light out of a dark place? Wouldn't you want to say that you felt called to bring the light of Jesus to a dark place? So she was trying to make it lighter or darker? I think we can assume she was trying to make it lighter. She was trying to solve all the issues of what was going on in New York. She was being the Batman to the New York. Okay. She was trying to solve all the problems that New York had. Okay. She felt like she had to, the light bringer. Oh, AKA Lucifer. That's actually a good point. It's actually a good point. The light bringer. Interesting. Philip. Oh, you know what's coming, Coach. Wagwan, me brethren. Me and Blake, I go scam that company for pure thiefing. You hear? Andrew, bring me him voodoo magic and we are going to mash up them system like them wicked Babylon. Oh my gosh. How much do you have here? Oh my God. Listen, this is too much now. This is way too much. This is too much. First thing we gather the voodoo herb, that true wormwood, the grave dirt. Andrew to light the candle. Me light up leg by and a bear and same feet that help us slide past security. This is too much. You're crazy. How'd you even write all that? You had to have gone to ChatGPT to write all this. You couldn't have just wrote all this yourself. Did you? That's crazy. From the desk of Erica Kirk, please help me financially. I'm a god dang widow. I'm a god dang widowit. Didn't Tucker help her raise like $6 million or something? Something like that. I don't know. I think it was for the GoFundMe. He helped raise a bunch of money for it too. Correctish English. Hey, Coach, love your show. People keep asking me who has the most to gain. Maybe we should be asking who has the most to lose. Blake, who is unemployable by any company with standards, AK, who would have lost millions, plus maybe allegedly, perhaps, may have had a part in the unaliving. EK has millions and power to lose, etc. I mean, Andrew has gone against the claim that he would have lost millions. He said on the podcast, he's like, oh, that's not true. And then Candace came forward and she was like, someone close to him says that he actually said that. So who knows where we're at with that. But it seems like, Blake being unemployable, it seems like they all have something to lose. I mean, and let's go back to this. If he decided, hey, This is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going back, guys. I sold the house. I have written the checks. I have given these donors back their checks. They're not going to bully us anymore. They're not going to push us around anymore. We started this thing with a desk and a tent, and that's what we're going back to. We already have social media. We already have all the clout. We don't need all this money from these people. We will get money from people who actually are America first. We will go to the people. We will make it truly grassroots. Screw all these billionaires. We don't need to do this anymore. Everybody loses a little bit because then it becomes hard. It becomes very, very hard. You know, that's probably the reason why he was like, I want Candace back when he said that in the group text, because he was like, who's going to help me build from almost scratch that way? You know, I have this huge presence online. People know who I am. The kids turn out for us. So I know what to do there. Who else could help me, you know, build this momentum? And he's just like, well, I'll just go back to the person who did it the first time, because who else could do it? Who else could help him that way? Tucker couldn't really do that for him, right? Who else is there? Dave Smith. All these people couldn't really do that for him. Candace is the only one who could get right beside him, create that dynamic again, and just rush through the country and cause an absolute just, you know, pandemonium in the political circle, in the political circle in general, not even just conservative. She's the only one. So when they do that, if he did that, it gets hard for everybody, because now there isn't millions pumping through. And then all of a sudden, it's kind of like, what do they say? What's the saying? You cut your grass so you can see the snakes, right? So think of the money as the grass. And then all of a sudden, he just cuts it real low. Then all of a sudden, all the things that maybe were moving around, I'm not saying who or what or whatever, but if there's any weird movements of any kind of funds, he would lock in on it, because there isn't that much funds pumping through anymore. There's funds coming from a weird place. He would stop it, because he'd be like, oh, it's more of those people, more of those types who are like questioning my morality and everything. Don't want their money. Stop taking money from them. You know, whoever might be doing it. It gets hard for everybody. Yeah. So I don't think it's just Andrew. I don't think it's just Eric. Like, I think it gets hard for every single person, because then that also comes along with, okay, now we have to get rid of some people. And I know, because I have a small outfit. When you have a small Candace has a small outfit. When you have a small outfit, people wear multiple hats. It's expected. If you have a huge company, well, then it's like, this guy's the senior paper folder, and this guy's the junior paper folder, and this guy handles the stamps, and this guy clicks clicks enter on emails, and this guy, you know what I mean? You have a whole bunch. Everybody can wear these very like micro hats. But when it's small, you gotta, like, you know, like I'll think of like movie sets from my own knowledge. When you're working on a big Netflix movie, it's like you're just a guy, and there will be like one guy who moves the wire, and another guy doesn't move the wire because they're union guys, and you don't touch that union guy's job. That's this guy's job. He moves the wire. You don't touch it. I don't care if it's in your way. If it's in your way, you come to me and I'll move it. I'll move it 6 inches. That's it. You don't touch it. That's a real conversation that happens on sets, because they're serious about their union jobs, right? You're on an You're on an indie movie, independent. One guy will be the producer. He'll be the driver. He'll be the guy that gets coffee. You know, like you'll just play multiple roles, and you have to, because there's not a lot of money. So that's what would happen with Turning Point if he actually, you know, downsized the way that people speculate he might have been. Because I know Blakey is probably watching. We're probably watching this. Oh, do I have yeah, we have an appointment. When is that appointment? Honey, are you watching right now? When is that appointment? I might be screwing things up right now, guys. Honey, when is that appointment? ? Because sometimes I have an appointment and she doesn't interrupt. She doesn't say, hey, we got to go. She doesn't do that. You know, she's nice. She'll just kind of like let me go. I gotta make sure I'm not messing things up. Because I know Blakey is probably watching this while choking the Candace voodoo doll he bought off Etsy. I would like to take the time to provide him with the relevant definitions of continuity for future reference, fiction/lore. consistency in plot elements, character traits, setting across multiple books, movies, episodes, filmmaking, the logical and seamless flow of action, props, costumes, camera angles from shot to shot. A continuity error is an accidental inconsistency, like a prop moving between takes. I know exactly what you're talking about. Coming from the film industry, I know exactly what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, so we got to leave soon. Okay. All right. Sorry, honey, if you're watching. I will I'm going to expedite this real quick. Turning points, unintended here. This will be the last one for today, and I'll make sure to pick up where I left off. Turning points, USA are unintentionally fighting for their lives to make Charlie Kirk look like a complete a-hole. Not only are they basically claiming everything he ever said on camera or on stage was the polar opposite of how he would talk publicly, but he also appointed his stay-at-home trad wife to run his company, and I no longer and I have no recollection of him doing so much shadowing her while she ran a campus debate. If you haven't already, if you already have your successor in place, wouldn't you want to make sure they had hands-on experience on the job? That's a good point. That's actually a really good point. Yeah. You would kind of be like, hey, you got to come out today. You're going to come out and see everything. You're going to see how we do things here. You know? Oh, you were part of IATSE 122? Couldn't do another job. Yeah, I was a part of IATSE too. I still am part of IATSE. Yeah. IATSE is great. IATSE is amazing. You meet some of the best people there. You know, film's way more blue collar than people realize. What's going on, Jess? IATSE, what's up? I love working for IATSE. It was great. I mean, it still is. I still get calls for jobs. I could easily just not do this show one day and go work on a Star Trek scene in the middle of nowhere, doing set design. Yeah, so we gotta get out of here, guys. Thank you guys so much. Candace is not going to be live, so we do not have that to look forward to today. Baron will be doing a show. He mentioned that. He said he was going to be going to sleep later, and it was okay because Candace is going to be back. So maybe instead, since he's heard this news, he'll be going a little earlier. We'll have to wait and see for him to actually say that. Somebody else wrote one thing. Oh, me be having some help. Oh, me be having some help. Oh, you had some help writing that? All right. Let's get out of here. But thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. As always, love you guys very much. You guys are great. There will be another episode popping up at 6 p.m. That's what we're doing now. We're doing the live streams. Then we're doing an episode at 6 p.m. for those people who are just like, man, I can't do the 3.5 hours. We can't do that. Don't worry. We have something for you too. Yeah. And the clip channel is banging. The clip channel is always banging. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will talk more and more and more, and get ready because Candace will be back tomorrow. No excuses. No excuses. We'll take no excuses from this Russian agent. You know, if you're going to be a Russian agent, you know, you gotta come with the goods. We want to hear about everything. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for showing up, for staying with me here. 4,300 of you here. Please hit that like button, guys. Please, if you're here right now, you're listening, please hit that like button. It helps the channel tremendously. You have no idea. Please hit it. And I'm out of here.